Pick it and go. With the force, been moved in zones. Go, stop the sideline, a touchdown, and put on a show. I had to kick off and go. I had to kick off and go. With the force, been moved in zones. Go, stop the sideline, a touchdown, I put on a show. I had to kick off and go. I had to kick off and go. Running it back, never a cap, out of the draft, watching me ball. Soon as I snap, hit of the pack, walk for the sack, shaking them all, breaking them all, talking my talk, walking my wall like I do. Sit on the throne, get in the zone, turn it on, must be the shoes, must be the team, must be the camp, must be the crew. You need a win, who need a win, that's all we do. I've been a king and I've been about mine, never could doubt mine. They running the route, I leave them outline when I hit. Been moved in zones, go, scope the sideline, touchdown, I put on a show. I had to kick off and go. I had to kick off and go. With the force, been moved in zones, go, scope the sideline, touchdown, I put on a show. I had to kick off and go. I had to kick off and go. Putting it down for that. Time was down and out. Had to bring grinding back. Doing the drills and working the wheel where you're grinding at. You know what it be. Playing this here for the keeps. Had to make out with a feast. A family to feed. Third cold where the trophy should be. EA got me in the game now. Read on with the game now. They're hearing with a lane now. My home second with a rain now. Legendary on the field. Kind of drip is a skill. It's the highest cruiser bill. Ain't nothing just the hill. With the force, been moved in zones. Go, scope the sideline, touchdown, I put on a show. I had to kick off and go. I had to kick off and go. With the force, been moved in zones. Go, scope the sideline, touchdown, I put on a show. I had to kick off and go. I had to kick off and go.
Hey yo, Nike check. I done made about $1 million and I'm only 19. Icy water dripping on a white tee. And shorty got a man, but she saying wife me. I got chats coming in like a pair of Nikes. If I like it, then you know I'm finna get it. Get the bag and then I flip it, watch me do it. All them on my wrist going stupid. Tryna put them on, but they never do it. They like, hold up, wait a minute, like don't make sense, don't really get it. I'm steady getting to the chicken, that jiggly finger licking chicken. I mean, I'm getting to the good guap. Keep it racking my sauce. Diamonds cost me a lot. Nike check up all of my socks. Hey yo, Nike check. T-shirt check. Sneakers check. Socks check. Hoodie check. Shorts check. Nike check. I done made about $1 million and I'm only 19. Icy water dripping on a white tee. And shorty got a man, but she saying wife me. I got chats coming in like a pair of Nikes. If I like it, then you know I'm finna get it. Get the bag and then I flip it, watch me do it. All them on my wrist going stupid. Tryna put them on, but they never do it. Going up sky high while I'm rocking Air Force. She just wanna ride, shorty bad and gorgeous. She was rocking stripes, said it's alright. Then I cut her off, shorty stepped on my off-whites. Okay, now wait. Gotta get the bag in racks every day. Don't tell me to relax, I can't, I'm saying. Got a new Prestos and a Jason away. Got a new bitch watch where they don't take time. Might pull up on a hop if it's too hot. And you wanna play ball, hit a 3-point shot.
The weather this time of year in the South, perfect. Fall football weather, and we've got the roof wide open here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in the heart of Georgia. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Miami Dolphins and the Atlanta Falcons. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. Now the first carry here for Todd Gurley. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Jerome Baker.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6. Here's Gurley. 7 yards there and a first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Now a draw play for Gurley. And he'll take this one for about 4 up to the 40.
Gurley on the carry.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain. So you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football, because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Here's Ryan going to fire this out wide. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. 11 yards there, first down.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
On first down, it's Gurley. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Brought down at the...
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Hey, Tuesday. 552, yeah.
From just shy of midfield, Ryan. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
On 3rd down, Ryan. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end.
Another Falcon.
And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 23. Now Ryan on first down. The left side completion to Jones.
Complete.
3 yards to gain there, 2nd down.
It's a pickup of...
And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
And that will be taken in by Ridley for a Falcon touchdown. Calvin Ridley.
What's up with my knee, man? Shit.
And the Falcons take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. It's good, and that gives the Falcons a 7-0 lead.
The score, Falcons 7, Dolphins nothing. Justin Rohrwasser set to kick off.
Following the touchdown, Rohrwasser handles the kickoff duties. Fielded near the back of the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Here's the first carry from Matt Breida. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
Breida on the carry.
It's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
The ball resting on the 20. Here's 2nd and 6. He gives it up. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
Dude,
This
that shit
was a
basic
passing
for the
league. I
stock.
thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
And they didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
And now a pass dumped off to his running back. That catch good for only a couple.
So many things have to come together just right for a screen pass to break for big yardage. The blocking, the timing of the pass to the runner, everything has to fit together just right. But on that play, the defense was able to disrupt things and hold it to a short gain.
So 2nd and 8 here after the pass play for 2 yards on 1st down. Here's Tua. He's got his tight end, Jake Butt. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 21. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
19 yards. And the Dolphin 1st down.
On 1st down, here's Breida. Foyesade Aluakan made the tackle there from his safety position.
At the 20-yard line. A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Falcons 7, Dolphins nothing.
On 2nd down, Tua. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
And that's one of those plays where it's hard to keep 2 eyes on the football when you know the contact's coming, let alone getting 2 hands around it, hugging it to your body, and absorbing the hit. Even for those big tight ends who you would think could absorb that contact.
7th play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Tagovailoa working out of the gun.
Man, fuck, he was open.
Being chased out left. The 3rd down battle.
That nigga been open, my fault.
Defense, solid coverage.
Damn, I want to go for that shit. That nigga been open.
My first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
They're going for it. Here's Tua with it. And that is caught.
Go for that shit.
Touchdown, Miami. Jakeem Grant, his first touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying up this football game.
I gotta play some fuck shit.
Talk about a big fourth down conversion for the score. Defensively, how do you let that happen?
I think you start with the offense, and you give them credit for going for it, having that type of
And Tua overthrew his ass.
But defensively, I think you're right on target, partner. There's no way something like that's supposed to happen in that situation. You're supposed to be able to shut that down and get the ball back for your own team. Instead, they give up not just a big play.
Come on, D. You gotta play some fucking defense, baby.
The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. From the gun, it's Ryan.
No!
And boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction
Why the
sooner,
fuck you ain't over the pick?
That's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball.
That was the one we needed.
That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. From the shotgun, Ryan.
Shit!
Turned it out, looking for Ridley. And this will be caught at the 30. Touchdown, Falcons. Calvin Ridley with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Falcons have taken the lead.
Justin Rohrwasser for the extra.
Well, that's a heck of a response to regain the lead after we had seen the touchdown to tie the game.
I would say what we just saw there was a great amount of poise because typically when teams tie the game up,
That was a good one, but that was horrible
you gotta
defense.
take a step back and have to get yourself regrouped. They regrouped in a hurry, didn't they? They attacked back after they'd been tied.
And in a big way, that was a statement-long touchdown. Now this carries into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
He ran right past Slim, 34. Like you, that's crazy.
Confidence into this one. It doesn't matter where you start with the football now. They have to feel
That's
great
crazy. He
about
ran
the
right past.
2nd and 9.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From the gun, it's Tua. Got a man open. That's Devontae Parker, complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35.
Well, remember, they tried to give him the ball and let him run on the last play, but I think the light bulb went off in their play caller's mind, and this time they get it to him the more conventional way, and it's much more successful as well.
Out of the shotgun, Breida. And he'll lose
Niggas
yardage
is
on
running
the
up the
play
field.
back
Niggas
at the
ain't even blocking.
37-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now an open man, that's the tight end Gesicki. It's complete. And that's going to be good for another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 44-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
He's 20, like,
the 42.
I don't understand the niggas running straight up the field and not blocking. Like, the nigga not even blocking, they just running straight up the field. That's just crazy.
At the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
They'll go option to the short side. And pretty good running as he'll be close to a first down at the Falcons' 32. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Running out of the gun here, Breida.
Smack
Works
the
his
shit
way
out of
inside
him.
the 30 on a pickup of 4.
Ricardo.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
This is Breida on the draw. And pretty good running as he'll be close to a first down at the Falcons' 22. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up.
3rd and inches.
They'll try to pick this up on the ground with Breida. And he's going to get the first down here as he's taken down at the 22. Just enough to get the first down there with a 1-yard pickup.
And the Dolphin first down.
No man, a breather.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. 14-7. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Tua with a throw complete to Parker. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3.
Tua going to hand this one to Breida. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
He's brought down.
Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense the next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
On 3rd down, a run from Breida. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
Now 4th down.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. Tagovailoa going for it on 4th down. That'll be caught for a Dolphin touchdown. It's Williams. Preston Williams. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14.
That ties the game at 14.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down.
They still let him get that shit off, man. That's crazy as shit.
Times before. It's not even worth trying, but I'm running a draw. I'm running a screen. I'm seeing if something pops. And if it does, that can alter my strategy and potentially get me some points. And if it doesn't work, well, then you just run the clock out and go to the locker room.
And he gets this one to Ridley complete. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 12 yards there and a first down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds.
How is they still letting him get that shit off? It's beyond
Ridley, but it's going to be second down. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. To throw again, Ryan. And that
He
is
just let this nigga get that shit off. It's crazy,
2 seconds left on the clock. He's looking for Ridley again, and it's 3rd down. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Final play of the half. It's Ryan. It's complete. This is Todd Gurley. And he can only manage to take the football to the 40, and that is well shy of the first down marker. So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a tie ball game here heading to break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, and ready to get the party started for the second half. It was an even first half, all tied on the scoreboard. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
Jakeem Grant on the return. The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. First half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game. We'll see what the second half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan's showing you.
From the 39-yard line, here comes 2nd down at 6.
Oh, damn, I hit the wrong fucking button.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted.
I hit the wrong fucking button.
INT.
Damn.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback.
Triple.
That's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown
Yeah, that's
that
on me.
ball.
I hit the
No doubt
wrong
about
shit.
it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise,
You
and
gotta
turn
be
it into
kidding me.
positives moving
Nah,
forward.
fucking with me.
And incomplete, a drop there in the middle third of the field. That'll bring up 2nd down. Throwing again, Ryan. He'll drop this underneath to Gurley, and he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. 11 yards there, 1st down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, Ryan. He completes this to Russell Gage. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. And that one results in 35 yards.
Running their plays over and over during the week can often get robotic for an offense, but on game day they can often flow smoothly, as that one just did.
Now Ryan steps away to his left. Now and he will score. Touchdown Falcons. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Falcons have broken our tie.
That was not a designed run. It was supposed to be a pass, but it turned into an exceptional run. What a scramble for a touchdown.
And the kick makes it through, but flags come flying in as well. It appears we're going to get a roughing call tacked on. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Fielded near the back of the end zone.
Damn, I wasn't even. I forgot
Turn it all down inside the 10, all the way back at the 7.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
They'll start on the ground with Breida. And he's going to take this up past the 10 to about the 11. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Tua wants to throw it on second down. Man open left side, it's Williams. And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. 23 yards the pickup there.
First down, Miami.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. This is Breida. And he'll get this up to about the 40. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
That was a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
They'll get this out in a hurry to Parker. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards there and a first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up
now it's Breida. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive linemen said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
Once again, they run with Breida on first down, fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line.
The Dolphins ball carrier.
The safety, Keanu Neal, there to make the tackle.
2 yards.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Isaiah Oliver with the INT.
What?
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
How the fuck was that a pick?
Offense out there for their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline.
They seriously called it a pick?
You have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. Ryan. A slant to Jones. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 13. It's a first down. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
They run. It's Gurley. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
That's the end of the
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. The Pro Bowl wideout Julio Jones is intended receiver, and it's third down.
Jones on the coverage.
Operating from the gun. Ryan looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Jones. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short.
It's fourth down.
The Falcons send out their punter. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Dolphins drive will start deep in their own territory.
Well, all right, man.
First and 10.
I see you, baby. And what sport is that?
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Well, the defense got its job done, forcing the punt. Now the formula pretty simple. They need to find the end zone here. A field goal doesn't help them much. And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for second down.
Fuck you.
And he'll be taken down, losing yardage back at the 9-yard line. Plays like that, Charles, no doubt, they're just going to continue to fuel this crowd.
And this defense is already playing well, but it also feeds on the energy of that crowd that you're talking about, and that takes them up to another level. Right now, they're playing really loose. They've got the lead, and what a nice stop they just made there behind the line of scrimmage.
The Dolphins on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is third down and 12. Now Tua. It's complete to Grant. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. 17 yards for the Dolphins there as they've got themselves a first down.
First down, Miami.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's first and 10. Tua sets up to pass it. That'll be complete to Breida. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Stop made by Marlon Davidson. The run only got a yard. Here's second and 9.
A gain of a yard. Brings up second and 9 at the 48-yard line.
Play action. Now it's Tua. Escaping the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third. That one doesn't find its target. But all in all, he's been much sharper this week. He was under 50% a week ago, and now he's up over 70%.
Well, you know it's standard for quarterbacks and receivers get together for a little extra time each and every day in practice. I get the sense they got together for a lot of extra time this week to try and improve that passing percentage, and it's worked out quite well.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big third down. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 26. Give them 22 there on the third down conversion. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw through 3 quarters. No reason to lighten up now. And he is out of bounds, but first he gets it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
A looming decision to make on the conversion, down 7, but first things first, they need to... And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Matt Breida with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Dolphins are an extra point away from tying up this football game. And no sweat, he puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th.
21 apiece.
A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away.
The Falcons take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this 4th quarter to try to grab that lead back. They'll start out on the ground with Gurley. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Play action. It's Ryan. Sliding out of the pocket.
Fuck him up, man!
The takeoff, and the result is a 1st down.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I've got to express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the 1st down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the 4th quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 11, and the Falcons pick up the 1st.
Well, they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now, in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Now Ryan. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a 1st down.
Another Falcons 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Ryan to throw. Looking downfield for Jones. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Boy, Charles, what a critical call in a tie game late.
You want to have the tight coverage. You don't want to cause the penalty. Pass interference in this case. Remember, it's a yardage foul in the NFL, a spot foul where it occurs.
A game-winning field goal would be a chip shot from here. Let's see how they play it on 1st and goal. They'll try and push it in with Gurley. And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. Clock's under a minute. Still plenty of time, partner. They have all 3 timeout.
That means they have plenty of options in their play calling and where they target on the field. They can throw it downfield, maybe even in the middle, and use their timeouts.
Another to try on second down with Gurley. And he'll actually lose a little bit of yardage here. Back to the 2. The Dolphins going to take their second timeout as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in the fourth. A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. Todd Gurley in the final minute. And the Falcons have broken our tie.
I don't know how many more of these my heart can take, my man. I just don't know. Another big touchdown. Late in the game, they look like they're in control, but still, there's a chance. Block the extra point, go down and score, kick the extra point themselves. They can pull this one out.
Yeah, but also on the sideline that just took the lead, you got to get your defense ready and the special teams unit for the kickoff coming up.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Got to pull everyone together and make sure they're still focused and aren't already celebrating a win.
This taken in about 4 yards deep. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. One possession game. Time very much a factor. How does the offense handle this situation?
Well, in a lot of cases, they should be somewhat relaxed. And I know that's counterintuitive because this is a pressure situation. But this is Friday practice every week of the season. You go over this situation, having to go downfield, limited timeouts, got to get out of bounds and keep the drive going and set yourself up. Defensively, you can't just lay back and let them do whatever they want. So it is a cat and mouse deal here. How much pressure will the defense bring, and how much pressure can the offense handle?
We're going to find out. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. This defense looking impenetrable now. 3 straight incompletions. They're giving him nowhere to go with the football. Maybe a little frustrated back there.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. When you've missed on 3 straight, there's going to be some frustration. But now he's got to make sure that that frustration is temporary, not lingering. Big throw coming up.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And no, it's incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And now
where's the flag? The nigga grabbing me the whole right down the field. What the fuck?
On 1st down, it's Gurley. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. Kyle Van Noy in on the stop.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. The Falcons in victory formation as they take a knee. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And it wasn't really always pretty. They had their bumps and bruises. Really, both sides did. But they did with the...
Yeah.
We go out there, they're registering to vote now. I was just gonna say that.
Not trying to mean to you, I don't care about that shit.
We need as many black votes as we possibly can get voted.
We wasn't the reason that he won the first time, huh?
It wasn't enough for us to vote it.
It wasn't the votes, it's the area. We won this area. It's not the people that vote, man. It's them damn electoral votes and all that. That shit ain't got to do with us.
We still need to get people like, I don't know, Home, Norton, and all of them back in there.
Hey, shit, what you
There's only about 30 minutes left until polls close in Virginia. Anyone in line at 7 o'clock in the evening is going to be allowed to vote, but don't get out of line. Polls close at 8 p.m. in D.C. and Maryland.
7 is on your side with the only non-stop local elections coverage. We've gathered local experts to give instant analysis as results come in. That coverage begins at 8 p.m. on WJLA 24/7 News and streaming on WJLA.com. Well, right now, World News Tonight with David Muir is up next.
We're going to need some coffee.
Yeah.
See you back here at 11 o'clock and 8 o'clock over at News Channel 8. Hope you'll join us tonight. Have a good night. Jeopardy has clues across the Smithsonian.
From ABC 7.
With a clue from our favorite city.
Just for you.
On Jeopardy.
Tomorrow at 7:30 on ABC 7.
People aren't talking about how Giants Nature's Promise items are free from artificial ingredients and fit your budget. They're not talking because they're eating. Morning. I love breakfast. At Giant, unlock personalized savings on the foods you love most with your Giant card.
Make the move to internet that's all about you. Cox Internet, only $44.99 a month for up to 150 megs for 2 years. You can be up and running on move-in day. You'll get reliably fast speeds with panoramic Wi-Fi included. And you can pause your Wi-Fi anytime, anywhere. Call or click today to get internet that puts your home at the center. Cox Internet is $44.99 a month for 2 years for up to 150 megs. Getting your air ducts thoroughly cleaned takes the trained professionals at Stanley Steamer using the most powerful equipment to get the most powerful results. Our equipment goes deep inside your ducts, removing years of dirt, pet hair, allergens, even dust mites. Unlike other air duct cleaning companies, Stanley Steamer cleans your entire system. Just look at how much dirt can be removed. Call today for a free inspection and save $50 on a cleaning.
Hi folks, Joe Namath here, and if you're on Medicare, the only days this year you can update your coverage and benefits. Before the deadline, you're entitled to eliminate copays and get dental, prescriptions, transportation, and meals at no additional cost. Plus, your zip code may have coverage with the Give Back benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every month.
I call to get dental, transportation, meals, and the Give Back benefit. Can help me so much.
With this virus situation, I called to get everything I'm entitled to. I couldn't believe I was losing out on so many benefits.
With the uncertainty of the virus, you need to get everything you're entitled to. Millions of people are trusting the Medicare coverage helpline. You can too. Don't miss the deadline. Call now. It's free.
Call 1-800-683-2200. That's 1-800-683-2200 now.
Today's ways of working may work differently tomorrow, but you can work out anything with Comcast Business. Get fast, reliable, and secure internet on the nation's largest high-speed network. Flexible tools like Wi-Fi you control, voice solutions that connect you from anywhere, and expert advice. Here, or even here. Be fast, be flexible, bounce forward with Comcast Business. Ask how your prepaid card up to $500. Plus, Xfinity customers can get an additional $100 bonus with qualifying Comcast Business Service. Switch today.
I mean, another statement, I guess.
What Giant delivers, we'll do the shopping for you, so you can do more of what you love.
Tonight, election night in America, and the first exit polls are coming in now. What they reveal already. Tonight, we take you inside both campaigns' final hours. The president visiting his campaign headquarters in Virginia, telling supporters winning is easy, losing is never easy. Not for me, it's not. And what he said about declaring victory. Joe Biden returning to his childhood home in Scranton with two of his granddaughters with him, writing a message on the wall, from this house to the White House, with the grace of God. What the Biden campaign is saying tonight about their chances, given what they know about the early vote. And will we hear from Joe Biden tonight, what the campaign is now saying? History in the making in this country. In the middle of this pandemic, more than 100 million ballots cast, even before the polls open.
Y'all had your own key.
Americans looking to vote safely in this pandemic and to make sure their votes count. And tonight, late reporting, a judge ordering inspectors to visit mail processing facilities to make sure votes have not been left behind. And on this election day, Pennsylvania, just beginning today to count the more than 2.5 million mail-in votes in that state. If it all comes down to Pennsylvania, this could last well beyond election night. And tonight here, a viewer's guide for you. The states to watch early in the night to hit that all-important number, 270 electoral votes. Florida, the one state President Trump needs if it goes to Joe Biden, is it an early night? And if the president wins Florida, the multiple other paths for Joe Biden. We'll take you through them. All eyes tonight on Georgia and North Carolina, too. The president's plea to suburban women, did it work? What we're seeing with seniors across this country, with Latinos and black voters. And tonight, control of the Senate. The key races to watch this evening and what voters are now saying about the most important issue facing this country. The exit polls just in, ABC News election night coverage, a special edition of World News Tonight begins now.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening, and it's great to have you with us here on this election night in America, perhaps the most consequential election in a generation, because, of course, it comes in the middle of this once-in-a-century pandemic, Americans breaking all records when it comes to the early vote, determined to make sure they were safe in this pandemic and that their vote will be counted. There are huge dividing lines across this nation over how to guide this country through what is still a raging pandemic and what we will look like on the other side. Millions out of work, and a much-needed conversation on race in this country. So who will lead us through this next important chapter? The first exit polls just coming in tonight. President Trump at the White House this evening after 14 rallies in 3 days, a massive crowd there in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Today, paying a visit to his re-election headquarters, thanking his team, predicting a great night, but adding, winning is easy, losing is never easy, not for me. Former Vice President Joe Biden, this rally in Pittsburgh overnight, and today in Scranton, where he was born and where he grew up as a boy. And on the wall of his childhood home, he wrote, from this house to the White House, with the grace of God. And tonight I mentioned those first clues from the preliminary exit polls. These are voter polls, voters who showed up early and who showed up today, and those who mailed in their ballots. They were reached by phone. And tonight, take a look. A nation divided on how President Trump is handling his job. 47% approving, 52% disapproving. Again, these are preliminary. Asked which is more important, containing the virus or rebuilding the economy. 52% saying containing the virus, 42% on the economy. Asked how the U.S. has handled the pandemic, the largest group saying not well. 18% there said very well, 30% saying somewhat well, 16% somewhat badly, and this is the number that stands out, 35% saying very badly. Asked who would better handle the coronavirus pandemic, 52% saying Joe Biden, 43% saying President Trump. And who would better handle the economy? This number is also key tonight, and right now it's tied up, 49% saying Joe Biden, 49% saying President Trump. Again, all this is preliminary. Of course, the night is young, and we're going to guide you through what could determine whether this is a typical election night or whether this could stretch into several nights. So let's begin with our chief White House correspondent, Jonathan Karl, leading us off.
His voice raspy after a frenzied sprint of 27 rallies over the past week. President Trump told his campaign team he believes he has a solid chance of winning tonight. but.
No, I'm not thinking about concession speech or acceptance speech yet. Hopefully we'll be only doing one of those two, you know. Winning is easy. Losing is never easy. Not for me, it's not.
His top advisors privately acknowledge the odds are against him. But the president believes the big crowds he's seen at his rallies and what he's seen today at the polls will translate into victory.
We're seeing lines of people, and they're wearing a lot of red material, including hats.
One big way the election ends just as Donald Trump would want it to end. An election about Donald Trump.
This isn't about, yeah, it is about me, I guess. What do you think of that?
But a big part of it is the way he has handled the COVID-19 pandemic, one that is surging just as voters are going to the polls. He closed out his campaign by downplaying or even ignoring the virus, speaking to packed crowds, no social distancing, and few masks.
We are going to win 4 more years of that very beautiful.
On election eve, the White House coronavirus response coordinator, Dr. Deborah Birx, issued a warning in a memo obtained by the Washington Post, saying, quote, "We are entering the most concerning and most deadly phase of this pandemic. Tonight, the president will watch returns from the White House with some 250 invited guests. He promised today there will be no premature declaration of victory."
At what point will you declare victory?
When there's victory. If there's victory, I think we'll have victory. But only when there's victory. I mean, there's no reason to play games.
You can hear it in his voice, John, all those rallies in these final days. Let's get right to John Carl with us every step of the way. And John, President Trump spending most of Election Day huddling with his team inside the White House. What are your sources telling you tonight? How are they feeling heading into this night?
Well, David, a lot of bravado, a lot of talk about winning. They know the odds are against them going into this, but they do believe that he can win. And I'll tell you this, my sense is the most optimistic person at the White House right now about the president winning re-election is Donald Trump himself.
Hoping his strategy 4 years ago will pay off again. John Carl, thank you. And Joe Biden campaigning up to the last minute today, returning to Pennsylvania, the state where he was born, where he lived as a boy, a state that could decide this election. ABC's Mary Bruce tonight with the Biden campaign.
Joe Biden today closing out his campaign where it all began, his hometown of Scranton, Pennsylvania. Biden visiting his childhood home, going inside to share a moment with 2 of his granddaughters, and leaving a lasting mark. Signing on one of the walls, "From this house to the White House, with the grace of God."
Mr. Vice President, what were you thinking about in there on the day to be elected president?
Before heading to Pennsylvania, Biden visiting the grave of his son, Beau, who before he died urged his father to run. Biden today trying to remind voters in the key state of his blue-collar roots, urging Pennsylvanians to bring their native son across the finish line. Today thanking volunteers in Philadelphia.
If you haven't gotten everybody out, get them out.
Biden's team out fighting for every last vote. His running mate Kamala Harris in Detroit, Michigan.
To the White House runs right through their blood, right?
She too could make history tonight. Harris, the first black woman, the first Asian American on a major presidential ticket, potentially becoming the first woman ever to be vice president.
Listen, the day ain't over. Ask me after the poll close.
Late this afternoon, returning to Wilmington, Biden says if he doesn't win, he's worried for the country.
I believe very, very strongly, I really mean it, that we have to restore decency and honor in our system, or it's going to fall apart.
All right, so let's get right back to Mary Bruce with us from Wilmington, Delaware tonight. And I know the whole Biden team out there today on this final day, still campaigning right up until the last minute late today. Mary, the campaign has studied the numbers, studied that record early vote. They believe they have a sense of what President Trump needed to do today in turnout to catch up. And tonight the Biden camp says they're confident the president is facing an uphill battle.
David, the Biden team has been very cautious all along, but tonight they are exuding confidence, saying it is clear that they are winning. They feel most of the early vote went for Biden, and they say that means that President Trump tonight will have to outperform in many states that he won in 2016. It means that in many states, they say Trump will need to get 60% or more of the election day vote in order to pull this off. Asked tonight for his outlook, Joe Biden said he feels hopeful.
All right, well, they're confident, but we'll see as this night plays out. In the meantime, Mary, you heard President Trump there in John's report saying he will not declare an early victory tonight, an indication that we may or might not hear from Joe Biden tonight.
Yeah, Biden appears to be changing things up here at the last minute. He was expected to speak here tonight no matter what, but a short while ago, he told reporters, "We'll see," saying, if there's something to talk about tonight, I'll talk about it. If not, I'll wait till the votes are counted the next day. David?
He's going to wait right along with the rest of us. All right, Mary Bruce, thank you. Of course, this all comes down to the Electoral College that passed the 270 electoral votes. So let's get right back to our Chief National Affairs correspondent, Tom Yamas, back at the big board for us again, where he will be all night long with a viewer's guide tonight, which states to watch for early. And Tom, if we could, let's start again with the map in 2016. Take us through what happens if Joe Biden can rebuild that so-called blue wall that collapsed for the Dems 4 years ago.
All right, David, so here is how it ended up 4 years ago after election night. You can see President Trump well past 270. If Joe Biden is able to win back that blue wall, remember, all these states were decided by less than a percentage point. You can see his number right there, 278. He's well on his way to the White House.
I'll say in the meantime, if he builds the blue wall, but can't pull off Pennsylvania because the president has been there too, give Pennsylvania the president just for sake of seeing what it does for the map.
All right, let's flip that back to the president's side. If he holds the rest of the states that he held in 2016, look at his number, David, 280, he gets reelected.
Okay, so that way he gets reelected, but then there are other paths. Take us through some of those southern states where the polling showed it very close in these final days.
All right, David, as you mentioned, we're going to head south now. So if the rest of the map holds, all Joe Biden has to do is pick off North Carolina or Georgia. Now watch what happens. As soon as we hit North Carolina, we give that to Joe Biden. He gets to 273. Let's give that back to President Trump. Look what happens with Georgia. Same story, 274. Now you may be saying North Carolina, Georgia, the polls are very tight there, David.
Very close. So if the president gets Florida and Pennsylvania, Joe Biden appears to have a path through North Carolina, through Georgia, through some other states. In the meantime, everybody at home, Tom, wants to know this answer. You don't have the answer for them, but they want to know, is it going to be a long night, several nights, or is it going to be a short night? And of course, all eyes go back to Florida whenever we ask that question.
Well, we don't know what's going to happen, but a good indicator will be Florida. If the president holds Florida right now, and polls are tight right there, but if he holds Florida, then the race moves further north. But if Joe Biden is able to win Florida, and he wins those 3 other states, we'll know later on, but that's not going to be a good sign. It could be a night that's not as long if he wins Florida, because so much is riding on Florida right now. We don't know what's going to happen, David. All I can tell you is the board is juiced up, we're ready, and we'll see you down here.
Hey, nobody want to watch this election.
Tom Yamas, thanks so much. We'll see you just shortly, a short time from now. And as Tom mentioned, if President Trump wins Florida, then both the Biden camp and the Trump campaign will be watching Pennsylvania. So key in this election, and the race there is very close. The polls showing in recent days. All eyes, of course, on several groups, including suburban women in that state. And ABC's Eva Pilgrim is there tonight.
In an extraordinary move today, a federal judge ordering the Postal Service to do an election day sweep of some facilities for ballots after reports of a mail slowdown, including in key battlegrounds like Michigan, Florida, and Pennsylvania, to make sure no ballots are left behind. The Postal Service not meeting the 4:30 deadline, but saying it will finish the sweep before the polls close. And tonight, all eyes on a key voting bloc, suburban women, who 4 years ago helped the president win. But in 2020, polls have shown Joe Biden is doing better among suburban women.
I think our country is suffering right now very much. It's important to me that the change happens now.
But Chrissy Carlin voted for Trump 4 years ago, and she voted for him again today, saying she thinks he's the stronger candidate.
I just see that he's moving our country in a better way.
And the Secretary of State saying she expects most of those mail-in ballots will be counted by Friday. As of right now, if a ballot is postmarked by today and arrives by Friday, it will be counted. However, any ballot that arrives after 8 p.m. tonight will be separated from the rest, just in case there are any further legal challenges. David?
Yes, but authorities in Pennsylvania asking the country to be very patient, and so we will follow their guidance. Eva, thank you. And as I mentioned, it's not just suburban women, black voters in this country, Latino voters. They are are also crucial, really, to both campaigns. And in Georgia, we're already seeing a record turnout, and late polls showing it is very close. ABC's TJ Holmes from Atlanta tonight.
Tonight, voters lining up in battleground Georgia, a red state Democrats are hoping to flip blue. With a record 3.9 million early votes, Democrats are banking on support from African Americans in places like here in Atlanta and its suburbs. Both parties hoping to tap into people who didn't vote in 2016, like 22-year-old Quinn Smog.
Get Trump out of office, actually. I don't want him here at all.
40-year-old Michelle Ford is voting for Trump.
I hope that Trump wins and that we continue to move forward with the country.
And with so many people participating in early voting and made for smooth sailing today, wait times here, David, average less than 5 minutes in much of the state. Polls close at 7 o'clock. We could start seeing some results as soon as 8 o'clock.
All right, we'll be checking in with you, TJ, throughout the night. Thanks to you. And as Tom mentioned at the big board, Florida will loom large if Joe Biden wins there. It makes it very difficult for the president. If the president wins there, it could be a very long night. And of course, so many constituencies in Florida, including seniors in this country, and the Latino vote, which is very diverse in that state. ABC's Victor Akendo from Florida tonight.
Tonight, Florida's battleground is a battle for seniors, a core constituency for Trump's win here in 2016, and crucial again in 2020.
Sometimes you don't need the best guy in the world. What you need is one's going to do what he said he was going to do.
And you feel President Trump is that man?
But Biden is making inroads among seniors. The president's handling of the coronavirus a factor.
Why did you vote for Joe Biden?
2 reasons mainly. One, I know that he will do right for the economy. And 2, I know he'll get a grasp on the health issues that we're having.
The candidates are also courting Florida's 2.5 million registered Latino voters. According to recent polling, Joe Biden does not have the same widespread support among Latinos Hillary Clinton had in 2016.
One more key group, independents. They make up more than a quarter of registered voters here in Florida. And Democrats are optimistic because this group tends to be younger and more diverse.
David? All right, we'll see as the night wears on. Victor, thank you. It's not just the battle for the White House playing out tonight. Of course, the Senate is also in play. Who will control the Senate? So many races to watch very closely tonight. We're going to guide you through them, beginning in Arizona, where Republican Martha McSally is defending her seat against Democrat Mark Kelly. Whit Johnson from Phoenix tonight.
Tonight in the battleground state of Arizona, incumbent Republican Senator Martha McSally lagging in the polls against Democrat Mark Kelly as she tries to hold on to the seat once held by the late John McCain. McSally challenged by a booming Latino population that tends to vote Democratic and her ties to President Trump.
Are you proud of your support for President Trump?
I'm proud to be fighting for Arizona every single day.
McSally's not alone. Maine Republican Susan Collins struggling as well after infuriating many with her vote to confirm Brett Kavanaugh to the Supreme Court, and facing pressure being the only Republican to vote against the confirmation of Amy Coney Barrett.
Here in Arizona, they've been counting early ballots for 2 weeks, and the Secretary of State tells me that they plan to release a chunk of those early vote results about 1 hour after the polls close here in Arizona tonight. David?
All right, big Senate race in Arizona, big night for the state of Arizona, and we'll see you in just a moment. Also, when we come back here tonight, the other Senate races to watch, they are close, and the robocall that told voters to wait until tomorrow to vote. Of course, this is not true, but it did trouble authorities today, and we'll be right back.
Back off.
You're not welcome here.
Get out of my face.
HPV can cause certain cancers when your child grows up. Get in its way. HPV can affect males and females, and there's no way to predict who will or won't clear the virus. But you can help protect your child by taking a first step. The CDC recommends HPV vaccination at age 11 or 12 to help protect against certain cancers.
Hey, cancer, not my child.
Don't wait. Talk to your child's doctor about HPV vaccination today.
I get my protein from plants like Wonderful Pistachios. Sound crazy? So did wearing a mouth guard in the 40s.
Is it noticeable?
Nah, Jake, you're looking swell. $1 million.
Hope he likes pistachio smoothies. Plant protein from Wonderful Pistachios.
What do you look for when you trade?
I want free access to research.
Yeah, TD Ameritrade's got that.
Free access to every platform.
Yeah, that too.
I want to know what I'm paying up front.
Yes, absolutely.
Now offering 0 commissions on online trades.
These are real people, not actors, who've got their eczema under control.
With less eczema, you can show more skin. So roll up those sleeves and help heal your skin from within with Dupixent. Dupixent is the first treatment of its kind that continuously treats moderate to severe eczema or atopic dermatitis, even between flare-ups. Dupixent is a biologic and not a cream or steroid. Many people taking Dupixent saw clear or almost clear skin and had significantly less itch. Don't use if you're allergic to Dupixent. Serious allergic reactions can occur, including anaphylaxis, which is severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes or a parasitic infection. If you take asthma medicines, don't change or stop them without talking to your doctor. So help heal your skin from within and talk to your eczema specialist about Dupixent. If your financial situation has changed, we may be able to help.
Back now on this election night with the battle for control of the Senate, I want to bring back in Mary Bruce, who's covered Capitol Hill for years for us. And Mary, bottom line tonight, how many seats do Democrats need to pick up tonight if they want to take control of the Senate?
Well, if Joe Biden wins, Democrats need a net gain of 3 seats. That's because Kamala Harris, as vice president, would then be the tie-breaking vote. If Donald Trump wins, Democrats would then need a net gain of 4 seats. They are eyeing several critical states tonight, and Republicans know there's a very real risk that they could lose the Senate. Democrats tonight bracing to take the majority.
All right, Mary Bruce is going to be Mary Bruce tracking the Senate races for us tonight. We'll be back with that very concerning robocall in just a moment.
Trilogy for COPD.
Birds flying high in a field, trees drifting on by in a field. It's a new dawn.
If you've been taking COPD sitting down, it's time to make a stand. Start a new day with Trilogy. No once-daily COPD medicine has the power to treat COPD in as many ways as Trilogy. With 3 medicines in 1 inhaler, Trilogy helps people breathe easier and improves lung function. It also helps prevent future flare-ups. Trilogy won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Do not take Trilogy more than prescribed. Trilogy may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur. Take a stand and start a new day with Trilogy. Ask your doctor about once daily Trilogy and save at Trilogy.com.
You don't need a big meeting. You don't need a birthday. You don't need any excuse at all. You just need to love subs. Times 12. So go ahead and cater to your craving. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
This week on the Upper Hands, special guest Flo challenges the hand models to show off the ease of comparing rates with Progressive's Home Quote Explorer. International hand model Jean-Jean gets personal.
Your wayward pinky is grotesque.
Then, a high-stakes patty cake battle royale ends in triumph.
You have the upper hand.
It's a race to the lowest rate. Much more. Only on the Upper Hands.
Okay, so I'm gonna get this in mind. I thought I was managing my moderate to severe Crohn's disease until I realized something was missing. My symptoms are keeping me from really being there for my sisters. So I talked to my doctor and learned Humira is for people who still have symptoms of Crohn's disease after trying other medications. The majority of people on Humira saw significant symptom relief in as little as 4 weeks, and many achieved remission that can last.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections. Serious and sometimes fatal infections, including tuberculosis and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, or prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Be there for you and them. Ask your gastroenterologist about Humira. With Humira, remission is possible.
This is Decision Tech. Find a stock based on your interests or what's trending. Get real-time insights and your customized view of the market. It's smarter trading technology for smarter trading decisions. Fidelity.
Love Jersey Mike's subs? Love them times 12 with our new catering box. Packed full of a dozen individually wrapped subs. They're yours for the sharing. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Tonight, the FBI is investigating suspicious robocalls targeting the election. People in several states across the country receiving millions of spam calls and text messages telling them to, quote, stay safe and stay home today. Robocalls in Michigan telling people to vote tomorrow instead to avoid long lines today. Of course, that's simply not the case, but our team will be on this as we work our way through this election night. When we come back here, the exit polls coming in right now.
Mom, why are we always coming here for the holidays? How did you find Great Grandma's recipe?
We're used to them. We're Portuguese. I thought we were Hungarian.
Grandpa, can you tell me the story again?
Behind every question is a story waiting to be discovered.
Our retirement plan with Boya gives us confidence.
We can spend a bit now, knowing we're prepared for the future.
Surprise!
We renovated the guest room so you can live in it.
I'm good at my condo.
Well planned, well invested, well protected. Boya, be confident to and through retirement.
I'm still discovering what's next and still going for my best, even though I live with a high risk of stroke due to AFib not caused by a heart valve problem. So if there's a better treatment than warfarin, I'm reaching for that. Eliquis. Eliquis is proven to reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, plus has significantly less major bleeding than warfarin. Eliquis is FDA approved and has both. What's next? I'm on board.
Don't stop taking Eliquis unless your doctor tells you to, as stopping increases your risk of having a stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding. While taking Eliquis, you may bruise more easily, and it may take longer than usual for any bleeding to stop. Seek immediate medical care for sudden signs of bleeding, like unusual bruising. Eliquis may increase your bleeding risk if you take certain medicines. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Ask your doctor about Eliquis, and if your ability to afford your medication has changed, we want to help.
A pandemic during a presidential election.
It's so important. It's the most important thing you can do.
Taking so long.
Mom? Dad?
This holiday, give the gift of WeatherTech. From our laser measured floor liners, a cargo liner, Christmas tree mat, and cup phone to secure your phone in virtually any vehicle. This season, order the perfect gift at WeatherTech.com. And don't forget WeatherTech gift cards.
At some banks, to open an account, it feels like step after step. Not at Capital One. You can open a checking account in just 5 minutes. That's right, 5 minutes. This is Banking Reimagined. What's in your wallet?
The most consequential election of a lifetime is finally here. Now tonight, the most powerful team in politics, right there for you. Real-time results, the answers you need from America's #1 news, CBC News Election Night Live.
Well, this night in America, historic in every way. Poll workers in the middle of a pandemic in their protective gear. Americans breaking all early voting records, casting more than 101 million ballots even before today. President Trump insisting tonight he will not declare an early victory. He's at the White House tonight. And Joe Biden campaigning until the very end, returning to his childhood home in Scranton today. And in just a moment here, the newest exit polls coming in and what they reveal tonight. Join George, Lindsay, and me, the entire powerhouse political team, just moments away. The entire team standing by here.
Thank you for making World News Tonight with David Muir, America's most watched newscast. The most consequential election of a lifetime is finally here. Now tonight, the most powerful team in politics, right there for you. Real-time results, the answers you need from America's #1 news, CBC News Election Night Live.
In these times, history is unfolding before our eyes. Now more than ever, ABC7 is committed to being on your side. helping you make sense of the uncertainty with fair and accurate coverage from a local news team you can trust on your side, pressing for answers on issues that affect our families and communities. On your side, seeking solutions for a better tomorrow. For decades, ABC7 has been on your side and will always be here for whatever the future holds.
Today's ways of working may work differently tomorrow, but you can work out anything with Comcast Business. Get fast, reliable, and secure internet on the nation's largest gig-speed network. Flexible tools like Wi-Fi you control, voice solutions that connect you from anywhere, and expert advice. Here, or even here. Be fast, be flexible, bounce forward with Comcast Business. Ask how to get a prepaid card up to $500, plus Xfinity customers can get an additional $100 bonus with qualifying Comcast Business service. Switch today.
Jeopardy has clues across the Smithsonian.
From ABC7
With a clue from our favorite city.
just for you
On Jeopardy.
tomorrow at 7:30 on ABC7. Getting the mail-in ballot count right tomorrow on Good Morning Washington.
Good evening. This most unusual and important race for the White House at the finish line. Votes being counted, polls starting to close, and our special coverage starts right now.
This is an ABC News special. The time is now. The day is here.
It's a choice between a Trump super recovery and a Biden depression.
I'm running as a proud Democrat, but I will govern as an American president.
Live from New York City and across the country, Election Night 2020. Now reporting, Chief Anchor George Stephanopoulos.
Welcome to what may be a long election night, capping a very long election year. We have never lived through a campaign quite like this. A campaign defined by a raging pandemic that has claimed more than 230,000 American lives, caused economic upheaval costing nearly 20 million Americans their jobs. Amid racial unrest, protests in the streets of America's cities. It is an anxious, unsettling time. And through it all, America is voting like never before. When the polls opened this morning, more than 100 million of us had already cast our ballots. An astonishing display of citizenship. For the first time ever, more Americans will vote before Election Day than on the day itself. As you can see, people are still voting in much of the country. The lines have been long all through the day. The process has been...
A day after national delivery delays led up to the election and concerns that the USPS wouldn't be able to deliver these ballots on time. The U.S. Postal Service turning down the judge's order, saying it will instead stick to it.
What do you want, Hodgson?
I need the override card.
I'm a little busy.
Yeah, I get that. It's a 5G tab. We don't want to walk. Just...
I told you this to bother me. I'm not the only one with a card.
She was in a meeting.
What meeting?
I don't know. A meeting. Got the Carter one.
Need some water? Yeah, just a second.
I don't feel so good.
What the hell are you doing? Call for help!
Well, just a little, and I'm used to it, because Jack can battle all night long in the state. Usually he's talking about superheroes.
Aaron?
Just got sleep.
I'm so glad we're finally doing this. I cannot wait to show him the city.
So excited.
What do you think of my itinerary?
Which page?
Overboard tonight.
It's a little ambitious. It's okay. We'll take it easy and we'll play it by ear, okay? We'll play it by this ear.
Oh, is it? I really want this weekend to be memorable for both of you.
No worries.
It's hard not living in the same city.
But I think we're making it work.
I think we are. Did you forget to tell Dave that you were on vacation?
It's Sean.
Your brother, Sean?
Jim Peters, I own the place.
Aaron, thank God. I think I'm mixed up in something. I need your help.
What happened?
This girl, she died right in my arms. Look, I need to see you.
Sean, if you're a witness to something, you need to stay put. I'm in Manhattan. I'll come to you.
What, you're here? Since when?
Where are you?
Club Goldie, Edinburgh, 8th and 54th.
All right, I'm on my way. I'll text you when I'm close.
Sounded serious.
Oh, Sean, it usually is.
What's going on?
I don't know. Keep you posted. You keep an eye on Jack.
Of course.
I'm sorry.
Don't be. He's your brother.
Yeah, that's why I'm worried. I didn't think you'd still smoke in New York.
Are you gonna warm up to the big brother?
I figured it'd save us time.
How long you been in the city?
Jack and I got here today.
Jack. Wow. We've seen him since he was
3.
Right? Now he's
7. So this is where you work now? What happened to the restaurant?
That was a long time ago. I'm a bartender now.
What happened tonight?
Girl who died, Anna. Cops think she OD'd on ecstasy.
And you think they're wrong?
She was bleeding out of everything. My manager wouldn't let me call 911 until we got her outside. By that time, she was already dead.
Cops asked you why you waited to call them?
They'd already written Anna off. I said they see people overdose in clubs all the time.
And there are probably other cases like this one. I'll talk to them.
There was. Linda Hain. She died last week.
How well do you know her? You work together? Well, she probably got her supply from the same place.
Been up with it around here.
And everybody looks the other way.
Yeah. We want to keep our jobs. Linda wasn't using.
How do you know?
She was my girlfriend.
And the ME reports show 3 other victims bleeding out over the last week.
Yeah, 1 in Harlem, 2 in the Village. All 5 have been categorized as ecstasy overdoses.
And one of the victims may have been drugged without her knowledge.
Ecstasy is frequently used as a date rape drug, but I've never seen it cause bleeding like this.
Could it be a bad batch?
Well, according to the ME, the victims had so much MDMA in their systems that it caused their internal body temperature to go out of control. They boiled from the inside out.
That's not typical of overdose victims either. We could be looking at product tampering, similar to the Tylenol cyanide poisoning in '86.
And the working theory in that case was that the onset targeted a specific victim, but dosed mass quantities to cover his tracks.
So you're telling me these deaths could just be the start?
Yes, ma'am. I'd like the team to join me in New York as soon as possible.
We're on our way, Aaron.
Thanks.
You're coming, aren't you?
Just as a precaution, this team tends to go rogue when loved ones are involved.
Street over by Black Lives Matter Plaza over the summer when there was rioting that broke out over there. We've seen this installed at other political events as well. People have been commenting about seeing this on Election Day here today. Take a listen.
It breaks my heart to see this. Not so much because it was done, but because of the need for it to be done.
I don't know. It's definitely unnerving. I'm kind of shocked actually when you see this. It's almost like they're barricading themselves, ready for a siege.
I was here for the summer when the riots occurred, so I believe based on what I saw as an American in that window, that these fences are wise and are needed.
DC officials saying they are prepared, but there is no one threat made to the city. This fencing, this is supposed to be temporary, up in place until possibly Sunday. Guys, back to you.
All right, Stephanie, thank you so much. We are seeing that increased security throughout the district, so we'll keep a close eye on it. Jim?
All right, coming here on our election special, we're going to tell you when we can expect seeing more results rolling in.
Political expert will be joining us next to explain. And here's a live picture from Trump International Hotel. Our Lauren DeMarco, they're live. She'll join us with a recap of how things are looking outside of the hotel on the other side of the screen.
Stay ahead of what's new with Angie Goff and Blake McCoy on the 5 at 4 on Fox 5.
What brought you to the iconic Fox 5 DC?
I think you guys are going to get great energy.
Why don't you give me a quick dance lesson? Let's do this.
1, 2, up. 1, 2, up.
I know, it's great. It's a marathon.
You're my official dance partner. It's going to get real fun.
Yay! High five. Hey!
Stop. Don't take your mask off.
Keep your mask on.
Do your part.
To stop the spread of COVID-19.
And wear a mask.
Like us. We'll be back on our game in no time.
Wear your mask. This message is brought to you by Fox and your friends at The Masked Singer.
Looking for an education that can support online learning? Enter Strayer. Built for online, our innovative tools give you personalized attention from our leading professors and 24/7 virtual assistants so you can stay focused on achieving your career goals. We'll even give you a new laptop when you enroll in a bachelor's program. Welcome to the future of education. Strayer University. Download the Fox 5 News app and stay connected.
No end in sight for virtual learning.
Stay informed.
Police departments reported 911 outages last night.
Stay prepared.
Zoe recommended against traveling to virus hotspots.
And stay up to the minute.
So you'll be able to go to the top of the Washington Monument again.
Download the Fox 5 News app and stay ahead.
One of the drug makers working on a COVID-19 vaccine says it will delay the next phase of its trial.
School is getting back to normal in Loudoun County. 7,000 students return to the classroom for the next portion of hybrid learning.
A mural being painted on the side of the D.C. building, all in the honor of a 90-year-old woman who says she's gained energy and hope through this pandemic.
Fox 5 on the Hill with Tom Fitzgerald. Political news talk done right.
We're very supportive about trying to address this.
And left.
We have no choice but to act quickly.
And everything in between on the Hill. Sunday morning at 8:30 on Fox 5. Stay ahead.
Wednesday, a mysterious guest crashes the party.
Mr. TV!
Season 4 is full of surprises.
And don't miss the huge celebrity reveal who everyone will know. Mysterious all-new Masked Singer. Wednesday on Fox.
All right, we are back now with pictures of long lines that we've been seeing all day in Calvert County, Maryland. You can see, wow, polls are open until 8 o'clock tonight, but the lines are quite long. And, of course, if you're in line by the time the polls close at 8 o'clock, you'll be allowed to stay. You can see our Evan Lambert, who just arrived on scene there, getting set up. Evan, what can you tell us?
Well, Blake, just about 45 minutes, as you mentioned, until polls close. But take a look at the line behind me. These are the first long lines that we have seen anywhere today. Of course, we were in Prince George's County around 5 o'clock. Took us a little bit of time to get here, but as you go down the line, hundreds and hundreds of people waiting here. This is Northern High School in Owings, Maryland, and what we understand is that there are only about 5 or so voting locations in this county on Election Day, so that may be playing into these long lines here. The parking lot packed as well, and obviously you could see some of the video from above. I want to talk to somebody in line here about why they chose to vote on Election Day. This is Jesse. Jesse, can you just tell us, why did you decide to vote here on Election Day, and what do you make of this date?
Well, I decided to wait up to this day just because I kind of was being a little bit lazy, to be honest, and I just had to get out here to vote because every vote counts and it's important to vote. As far as the wait, I've been here for about 2 hours and 15 minutes or so, and it looks like probably another half an hour or so to go. So, but I'm out here, and that's dedication for you right there.
Yeah, and what is driving you to vote? What are some important issues to you with this really important election?
Well, it's back and forth both ways, but pretty much just want to put my vote in, and go with my gut on who I want to be in here and what party I want to be in.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Nice talking with you. But I just talked with someone a little bit ago who was heading to their car after voting. That person told me it was 3.5 hours. That's how long that it took to get through this line here at Northern High School in Owings, Maryland. Of course, Calvert County typically leans Republican. I was just looking up some results from past presidential elections, and I believe.
I ain't mad at nothing because I ain't mad at nothing. Who you right now? And I just want you to know I'm not upset because I'm kind of used to it, so it's not like. No, I'm being real. I'm like, there's no point in getting mad. I ain't about to cut you out and all that shit because I damn sure don't want no, extra drama. Since like 9-5, I've been eager for this. Just know that, man, you don't even understand. I just got a shower, made sure I was nice and fresh, made sure blankets and stuff was made. Mother in the room, ate on about 1 o'clock. Man. Nah, because I don't want no shit. Because that means we're going to have to rush. How long? What time you think you're gonna be in the house? You just told her. What you just tell him?
Someone put me out 'cause I'm on fire. I can't give a about what they say. They've been searching for that thing to get them higher. You can't catch my drift, can't catch my wave. Damn Kane, you done killed Abel. Unbalanced land, trying to keep the people stable. The way I feel, I might it all up. The way you feel, you might do it for the bug. All black, born to be a rebel. After this, I might go and water down a double. Listen to everything around me, I can't see. You picked a dozen roses and left them in Galilee rolling thunder. Don't hear my cry, don't let alibis pass you. I finally starting to realize, never give up and coincide. Can't watch TV, it's all a lot. Tired of trying, go ahead and fly. Everybody want a straight answer, but media keep us blind. A good heart is not hard to find. Why the people try to define infrastructure right? I don't got time, infrastructure right? I don't got time. I could at the altar. We're talking about your brother protecting the sons and daughters from political manslaughter. Someone put me out cause I'm on fire. I can't give up about what they say. They've been searching for that thing to get them higher. You can't catch my drift, can't catch my wave. Never play by the rules, guess I'm paying my dues. They gon' try to intrude, poison the multitude. They be quick to accuse, when you got different views. Just know you gon' pay the price, based off the item you choose. Many times in the culture, hit you with MK Ultra. I knew you was a vulture, Holy Ghost get the ushers. No, I can't trust you. Shock you, then now you fluster. Crashing down, I was clutter. Doing this so subtle, falling out through the rubble. Remember this in jungle, the top I was gonna get something. In the middle, gotta stay hunting. Why the rush left for nothing? 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 Agitated illusion, only built for confusion. The institution, modern day execution. Think I know the solution. Maybe not should I do it? Just put it in the music. Just put it in the music. Someone put me out cause I'm on fire. I can't give up about what they say. They've been searching for that thing to get them higher. You can't catch my drift, can't catch my wave. You'll burn out if you jump into the fire. Can you feel it rushing through your veins? Though you make it all that you desire. Those ceiling winds that never be the same. You burn out if you jump into the fire. Can you feel it rushing through your veins? Though you make it all that you desire. Those ceiling winds that never be the same. You burn out if you jump into the fire. Can you feel it rushing through your veins? Though you make it all that you desire. Those ceiling winds that never be the same. Say I done powered up, level at 10,000 and climbing. No, I've been bad it till them looking back from around me. My what the deal is, really I just came here to gotta see this more gonna be a boy. Thank the good Lord I'm gifted. Oh, overflowing with the sauce, I'm never holding back. I'm going in my coffin, middle finger poking through the casket. No turning tragedy to tragedy. Before you knew what happened, ain't no explanation. This is second nature. All is automatic. Powered up. Lion, tigers, meteors inside my mind. Kamikaze, spaceship power, baby, sail me toward the sky. Here I come, a freaky side. Oh no, don't you close your eyes. I'ma give you something to cry about. I'ma teach you how to fly without fear, doubt. Just for bread, break it out, break a sweat, make the dial, break a leg, let you lay the power jet. Sipping on the sun in the cup somewhere, 'cause she ain't really seen nothing like me yet. Cannibalistic, animal instinct, you fools hurt. Jesus will. check. I done made about $1 million and I'm only 19. Icy water dripping on a white tee. And shorty got a man, but she saying wife me. I got checks coming in like a pair of Nikes. If I like it, then you know I'm finna get it. Hit the bag and then I flip it, watch me do it. All them on my wrist going stupid. Tryna put them on, but they never do it. They like, hold up, wait a minute, like don't make sense to really get it. I'm steady getting to the chicken, that tasty finger licking chicken. I mean, I'm getting to the good guap. Keep a rack in my socks. Diamonds cost me a lot, but I can check up all of my stocks. Hey yo, Nike check, t-shirt check, sneakers check, socks check, hoodie check, shorts check, Nike check. I done made about $1 million and I'm only 19. Icy water dripping on a white tee. And shorty got a man, but she saying wife me. I got checks coming in like a pair of Nikes. If I like it, then you know I'm finna get it. Get the bag and then I flip it, watch me do it. All them on my wrist going stupid. Tryna put them on, but they never do it. Up sky high while I'm rocking Air Force. And she just wanna ride, shorty bad and gorgeous. She was rocking stripes, said it's alright. Then I cut her off, shorty stepped on my off-whites. Okay, now wait. Gotta get the bag and racks every day. Don't tell me to relax, I can't, I'ma say. Got a new Prestos and a J's on the way. Got a new Chris Watch, but it don't take time. Might pull up on a hop if it's too hot. And he wanna play ball, hit a 3-point shot. Well, this my court, got a block on lock. I done made about $1 million and I'm only 19. Icy water dripping on a white tee. And shorty got a man, but she saying wife me. I got checks coming in like a pair of Nikes. If I like it, then you know I'm finna get it.
We're getting close to what would be a traditional flu season.
Hurricane season continues at an incredible fast pace.
This election is likely to be very, very close.
Maybe you're making plans for the upcoming holiday season, but the risk of getting COVID-19 still remains.
For every season, stay connected. Fox 5, stay ahead. Download the Fox 5 News app and stay connected.
No end in sight for virtual learning.
Stay informed.
Police departments reported 911 outages last night.
Stay prepared.
So he recommended against traveling the virus hotspot.
Stay up to the minute.
To be able to go to the top of the Washington Monument again.
Download the Fox 5 News app and stay ahead. Want to stay ahead with Fox 5? Get our 5 things you need to know to keep your family safe and up to date. Sign up now at fox5dc.com/email.
When you humble yourself under the mighty hand of God, in due time, He will exalt you. Hi, I'm Joel Osteen. I'm excited about being with you every week. I hope you'll tune in. You'll be inspired. You'll be encouraged. I'm looking forward to seeing you right here. You are fully loaded and completely equipped for the race that's been designed for you.
No, there are no specific threats. There are First Amendment protests scheduled.
The CDC giving the green light to people infected with COVID-19 voting person.
Montgomery County Police are looking for 2 suspects wanted for stealing an ATM machine.
The cathedral will be open tomorrow for a 14-hour vigil of prayer and reflection. 65 tomorrow. And then look at that special weather.
Whitewater could be incarnate Fox 5 DC.
I think you guys have great energy.
Why don't you do this quick game for us? Let's do 1, 2, 1, 2, Chris, it's a marathon.
Motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? You got like the trains and shit run every 2 seconds or something. Cause I would, I ain't got enough to lift you from right there and going home with like 20 hours.
Intercept the pack like I say to you boys, ain't shame play. That's a flag on the play. Let's go. Touchdown, I just scored a whole bucket. I just dropped the bag on the tag, ain't nothing. Make them throw a flag when I pass, come through station. Call me tired, girl, it hit the hole, then I'm running. Get money, you ain't trying to get that second flag on the play. Hating from the sideline, the flag on the play. Like Julio with them Falcons, I just made a play. In the red zone, going strong, watch me shake and bake. Let's go. Get out my way, Lil. Get out my way.
head to toe designer. Drip, little bit. Let me feel myself a little bit. Little bit. You ain't talking big. Get out my way, little bit. I can't hear the hate, got a lot of it. Take these bands to the bank, let them rot in it. So much ice on me, I wish I had two necks. I got homies that can sleep without two. I got homies that can sleep without Gucci and Chanel, I got a lot of it. Walk up in the spot like, hey, what poppin' in? Gon' pop it for me cause I'm rich and poppin' in. Yeah, drip, little bit. Let me feel myself a little bit. Little bit, you ain't talking big.
Capturing the Buckeye State. We're also going to see results coming out too from North Carolina. The North Carolina, the 15 electoral state there. North Carolina now closed. As we move into 8 o'clock, there are going to be some also closures in our area. Of course, Maryland, D.C., those polls will close. And then as we move in across the country, more battlegrounds. Georgia and Florida, remember, parts of the Panhandle will remain open. However, South Carolina, Vermont, and Indiana will close as well. So as we begin now, as we move from east to west across this map, we are going to start seeing more states come in, more decisions. But keep an eye on these two here right now. Georgia and Florida, and of course Pennsylvania. Those are big battlegrounds. Those may decide this race tonight.
But Fitz, I'll tell you, with Virginia there, you look at a state that for years was considered to be purple, and Mark Warner, who was reelected tonight, had a very close call 6 years ago. It is certainly, this is the culmination of just an evolution of Virginia into what is pretty much a reliably blue state, predicated on the fact that you have such strong turnout in Northern Virginia.
Yeah, and look, let's talk about Virginia for a moment, right? The purple Virginia started up here in Northern Virginia, okay? Mark Warner in his congressional, in his Senate races and his Virginia races created a blue Democratic Virginia. But most of his power electorally was up here in the Northern Virginia portion of Virginia. Warner was able to transform this state into a blue state. We don't talk about Virginia anymore as a purple state. Virginia's a blue state on this map tonight for a reason. It's because in statewide election after election, Virginia has gone Democratic.
All right, Vince, we'll be checking back in shortly.
Loyalty runs deep. I keep my ear to the streets. Struggle turn me to a beast.
And we know that Florida is certainly a toss-up state. Both candidates agree the Sunshine State is the key to victory. Joining us now, live from the Hillsborough County Supervisor of Elections Office in Tampa Bay, Brianna Arredondo. Brianna, polls are officially closed where you are. People forget that there are 2 time zones in Florida. We still got the Panhandle in the next hour and a half to come in. How's it looking? Yeah, that's exactly right. And for right now, Floridians are turning out or have turned out in record numbers compared to what we saw in 2016 during that presidential election. Now, as for voters here in the Tampa Bay area, they say that the voting process was pretty easy for them. It was pretty smoothly. They did not have any long lines that they had to contend with aside from spacing out for COVID-19. And elections officials say that they didn't come into any major problems as well with any voting machine or any issues at polling places. So they were pretty well here in the Tampa Bay area, and that's exactly what elections officials are looking and striving for. Now, as for the vibe here in Florida, voters who we spoke with today say that this is an important election for them to show up for, especially being a battleground state that often has this razor-thin margin. Marina, we will certainly keep all eyes on Florida as the night continues. Just quickly, the Associated Press reporting 64% of those precincts in Florida, and it is dead heat in the Sunshine State. Thank you.
We're going to talk about how the elections will affect control of Congress. Sharina is breaking it down for you from Capitol Hill. We come right back.
One of the drug makers working on a COVID-19 vaccine says it will delay the next phase of its trial.
School is getting back to normal in Loudoun County. 7,000 students return to the classroom for the next portion of hybrid learning.
A mural being painted on the side of the Kingston building, all in the honor of a 90-year-old woman who says she's gained energy and hope through this pandemic.
Like a superpower, bringing hope to your despair. In your darkest night, hide away with his name.
just like you, fascinated by stars. But now, I get to search for life in the universe. And who knows? Maybe life is looking for us, too.
So we're like aliens to them?
Yeah. Does anyone want to be a scientist now?
I do.
Awesome. We need more girls in STEM.
Maybe we can find aliens.
Make sure your heating system is prepared for the winter with an HVAC tune-up from ARS Rescue Rooter. Now only $59. We'll give it a thorough cleaning, check operation, and more to make sure it's ready to provide you with comfort. Dial ** Heat on your mobile to schedule your appointment. Sunday at 1 p.m. on Fox 5. Fox 5 on the Hill with Tom Fitzgerald. Political news talk done right. We're very supportive about trying to address this and left.
We have no choice but to act with it.
And everything in between on the Hill. Sunday morning at 8:30 on Fox 5. Stay ahead.
And a live shot of Capitol Hill tonight on a very historic night. Just a few minutes here before 8 o'clock, before the polls close in D.C. But besides the presidential election, the second biggest story of the night is who will take control of the Senate. 23 Republicans are defending their seats tonight with 12 races that are toss-up. And only Democrats are only defending 2 seats in Michigan and Alabama. Alabama is something that we're going to be watching closely. That is a seat that the Democrats may lose tonight. But I'm going to show you some races that are pretty close. Let's start in Arizona. You have Mark Kelly, the husband of Congresswoman Gabby Giffords, a former astronaut. He is running against Senator Martha McSally. She's in danger of losing her seat. She is trying to position herself closer to President Trump. Unfortunately, that has not worked out for her, according to the polls. This is the state that's leaning blue right now. In Colorado, we have Republican Senator Cory Gardner being challenged by former Democratic Governor John Hickenlooper. He has a lot of support. He's a two-term governor. If you remember, he was once a candidate for president. He has a good chance of picking up that seat. The demographics in Colorado have been shifting. More Hispanic people living there. At one point, it was a solid purple state. Looks like that may be shifting blue. Maine is also a very interesting race to watch tonight. We have incumbent Susan Collins seeking a 5th term in the Senate, but her challenger is a strong one, and she's getting a lot of attention tonight. Democratic candidate Sarah Gideon. She is a current Maine House Speaker, so that is another race that we're going to be watching closely. Now, in order for Democrats to gain majority in the House, they will either have to flip 4 seats or flip 3 seats and gain the White House, because if there is a tie, then that tie will be broken by the sitting vice president. So a lot of races. Also, North Carolina is very critical here. We're watching South Carolina, Iowa, again, a dozen seats that are toss-ups that could be flipped blue. We are watching them closely to see as the results come in if we'll be getting any of those results by the end of tonight. Guys.
Yeah, there's no question the presidential race is certainly the big ticket of the night, but when you look at the division, you look at the majority, who can hold it, who can lose it when you come to Capitol Hill, it's a big night across the board.
Yeah, and we're going to keep an eye on a lot of these states because, as mentioned, we're looking at Georgia, where we have 2 Senate seats up. You have Maine, you have these highly contested races, and guys, let's be honest, no matter who wins tonight, who wins the White House, whether it's tonight or a couple days down the road, they're going to have to contend with a Senate that may be in Democratic hands, it may remain in Republican hands, and that could change the agenda if you have a president who's of a different party.
Yeah. And Tim, as you mentioned, in Georgia, there are 2 Senate races going on there. There's a special election, and they're saying in both of these Senate races, we might not even get a winner tonight. If nobody is able to get 51% of the vote, and there is a tie, then that will go into another election in January. So that is an election that's going to be very complicated to run out in January.
Yeah, that's a good point. We may not know the balance of control of the Senate for some time.
Yeah.
All right. right, election coverage does continue now with a look at the battleground state of Georgia. Voters there broke records for early voting. Again, that just state with 2 Senate races and, of course, the presidential race will run.
I don't want to seem absurd, but that boy's a gangster.
Download the Fox 5 News app and stay connected.
No end in sight for virtual learning.
Departments reporting 911 outages last night. Super big.
Zoe recommended against traveling the virus hotspot.
Stay focused.
Be able to go to the top of the Washington Monument again.
Download the Fox 5 News app and stay connected.
While consumer use of electronics continues to grow, the environmental footprint continues to shrink, thanks to lighter, less material-intensive, and more energy-efficient products. The Consumer Technology Association and its members want to help minimize environmental impact by making recycling old tech devices as easy as buying new ones. Your old TV, smartphone, or computer can give new life to new products. Go to greenergadgets.org, put in your zip code, and find convenient drop-off locations. Live green, buy green, and recycle responsibly at greenergadgets.org. I can't tell you how excited I am.
Stop playing on my phone now. Hey, your mom, tell her to come say hi. Pull up in the space. Hi, Mommy. Of morning TV in the nation's capital. Mom, you're done good, Mama. You're done good.
Looking for an education that was built for online learning? Enter Strayer. As a pioneer in online education, Strayer uses innovative technologies to help you reach your career goals. You can even transfer up to 28 classes into your bachelor's degree to help you graduate fast. Welcome to the future of education. Strayer University.
Download the Fox Super 6 app. It's free to play. Pick the outcomes of 6 games by 1 Eastern this Sunday for another chance to win $1 million of Terry's money. No, there are no specific threats. There are First Amendment protests.
CDC giving the green light to people infected with COVID-19 to vote in person.
Montgomery County police are now looking for 2 suspects, wanted for stealing an ATM machine.
The cathedral will reopen tomorrow for a 14-hour vigil of prayer and reflection. 65 tomorrow. And look at that stretch of weather.
Hey guys, how are you today? I'm here to talk about how with technology you can make amazing worlds. Come with me. My team and I bring the Halo world to life.
Is that you?
That is me. I wasn't a math genius and I knew nothing about coding. But you guys do. You guys have the power to change things.
I want your job.
I want you to have my job.
Wednesday, a mysterious guest crashes the party.
Mr. TV!
Don't miss the huge celebrity reveal who everyone will know. Mysterious all-new Masked Singer, Wednesday on Fox.
This election especially is rather more important given the circumstances of what's going on in the world.
I am from Pennsylvania, so I am still voting in Pennsylvania, and I understand how important that state is for the outcome of the election, the electoral college, and how much it impacts the last election.
Voting is way too hard in this country.
So I definitely make sure to vote early. I requested my ballot like 3 months ago. I turned it in like the first day early voting opened.
If he wins again, you know, the fight doesn't stop on November 4th when, you know, the results are in.
And we hope you're joining Fox 5 on this election night, but we're not the only ones that are working around the clock. Radio stations are also working to keep you informed.
Yeah, let's bring out our good friend Guy Lambert. Guy over at WPGC Radio. You got a special show tonight that's bringing in the listeners here.
Yeah, what are they saying,
Yeah.
Guy?
Hands down, this has been one of the most contentious presidential races we've seen in quite some time. We have been fielding calls throughout the night with WPG listeners. 3 things that really harkened on. The first half of how easy it was to go out and cast a vote today. The keyword used with me happened to be seamless, time and time again. That's what folks said. That is a big deal within the African-American community. History has shown that, well, whether it was voter intimidation and or faulty voting machines, that has been an issue in the past. Not the case today. We haven't gotten one call about that, guys. The second thing a lot of folks talked about with me tonight happen to be, well, their drive to get out and cast a vote. This is a big deal for them. Why is that? Well, a lot of folks aren't happy with what's currently happening. Hale, in comparison, guys, I can tell you, back in 2016, the voter turnout among African Americans was at a 20-year low. And last but not least, this one caught me off guard, but a lot of the listeners are saying, hey, guys, you know what? We're concerned that the president may very well steal the election. That caught me off guard. Of course, you know that some of the votes may not be tallied tonight in Pennsylvania, Michigan, to name a few. And as a result, as one listener told me, Guy, I do not want this to end with a good old okey-doke.
You know, we were paying attention to a race a couple of years ago down in Alabama where Doug Jones, who's senator, but he defeated Roy Moore, and that was credited because it was a very strong African-American turnout in Alabama, particularly among women. You mentioned about the turnout dropping in 2016. To the listeners that are getting into this more, what do you think? I mean, you mentioned all those different factors out there, but as we see these lines in various places, I would imagine, Guy, and I would imagine you too, thinking that we're going to have a pretty strong turnout.
Oh, yeah, by far. I can tell you some of the listeners have made mention of the handling of the coronavirus this year. Not only that, but race issues. That's the number one thing that, once again, it's somewhat surprising, but not surprising at all at the same time. They're saying that the issues have fallen on deaf ears. As one listener put it, Guy, the tension between African Americans and whites are at an all-time high. It's somewhat concerning within the African American community right now.
Hey, and let me just jump in for a quick second here. We're just pushing this out here, but the Associated Press and Fox News calling West Virginia for President Trump. Just wanted to put that out there as we add that to the tally.
Yeah, that's 5 electoral college votes there for President Trump, and we should also mention that we've got viewers in parts of West Virginia that are probably watching and listening in. Guy, you mentioned race relations, you mentioned the economy and the pandemic. The key takeaways from the listeners, is there one issue in particular that you just said this was signed, sealed, and delivered for them?
Race issues. I've stated it before, guys. Never before have we gotten so many calls. And we actually asked them. We said, hey, guys, what do you want to get across tonight? What is it that you want to change? And the number one thing that was stated to me happened to be the tension between everyone right now. So we'll see if that actually changes.
So on that note, President Trump did a lot in terms of trying to reach out to the African American community. He went back to talking about unemployment numbers. He said for a while we had record employment for African Americans in America. There were also moves he made on criminal justice reform. He touted those as major accomplishments. There was a line he said in 2016 when he was speaking to African Americans, and I'm quoting the candidate who's now the president, what the hell do you have to lose? Do you believe that some of your listeners think the president was acting in good faith with the African American community in terms of making that outreach?
Well, I've said this time and time again, and facts are facts. Some of the stuff that you just stated, Jim, you are correct. The president did actually enact that and made that happen. However, it's all about the attitude as well. If you look at what's happened within our nation, a lot of folks have felt emboldened to act a certain way, treat African Americans a certain way, and that's what was stated tonight. Not denying what you said with regard to what President Trump has done, but the overall mood, the attitude, the way in which things are happening, it's definitely changed as of late.
And the African American vote, we know, is crucial to victory, so we'll see the turnout here, hopefully by the end of tonight, if not tomorrow. WPGC's Guy Lambert, always a pleasure, and part of the family here at Fox 5.
Absolutely. Thanks, Guy.
All right, let's take a look at some of the latest projections. Of course, as Jim just mentioned, we do have a West Virginia projection. The Fox News Decision Desk has projected West Virginia will go red. We'll have it colored in there shortly. That's 5 electoral votes. Kentucky has also been called for the president, 8 electoral votes. You are looking at Virginia here. It is 13 electoral votes going to Biden, and Vermont going to Biden. So it's going to be a long night. As you can see, none of those are really unexpected. Florida and Georgia, we are seeing results come in right now, and it is a razor-thin race in both of those key states. Now, polls close in Maryland and the district coming up here at 8 o'clock. We will take you to the polls live when our election coverage continues after the break. One of the drug makers working on a COVID-19 vaccine says it will delay the next phase of its trial.
School is getting back to normal in Loudoun County. 7,000 students return to the classroom for the next portion of hybrid learning.
A mural being painted on the side of a D.C. building, all in the honor of a 90-year-old woman who says she's gained energy and hope through this pandemic.
From big-time fakers to big winners, I can see your voice as America on the edge of their seat. This Wednesday, nothing will prepare you for the most shocking episode yet.
No. Ain't no way we can order breakfast. Oh, God. Oh! Go ahead. Text me what you want. Text me what you want. That ain't no food, nigga.
In due time, you exalt you. I'm Joel Osteen. I'm excited about being with you every week. I hope you'll tune in. You'll be inspired. You'll be encouraged. I'm looking forward to seeing you right here. You are fully loaded and completely equipped for the race that's been designed for you. We're getting close to what will be a traditional flu season.
Hurricane season continues at an incredible fast pace.
This election is likely to be very, very close.
Maybe you're making plans for the upcoming holiday season, but the risk of getting COVID-19 still remains.
Every season, stay connected. Fox 5, stay ahead. What you give for a child to make their wish come true. Tell them critical illness. Just imagine what we do. Every single one of us can make the stars align. Because when we come together, our joy will shine.
You alright?
Okay, this is South Fox from Calvert County, I believe. As we look at people 8 minutes to go in Maryland, still waiting to cast their vote again. Calvert County, Maryland. We've seen this line there throughout the night continue to grow, and we should mention again, as long as you are in line by 8 p.m. in Maryland, you will be afforded the right to vote. So again, 8 minutes left before the polls close in D.C. as well as Maryland.
We know that Maryland and the district are part of the polls closing in just a few minutes. And we know that before today, Marylanders turn out for record voting, early voting in record numbers, and in the district, same-day voter registration is allowed.
Yeah, we've got live team coverage again in D.C. and Maryland. Let's kick things off with Aisha in Montgomery County. Aisha?
Hey there, good evening to you. Well, listen, we're here at the Silver Spring Civic Center. It's been a steady stream of voters coming in.
Hey, what kind of egg roll you want again? Shrimp egg roll.
Look at me. I bet you can't do it like me. Can't see me when I get on the ground. Game on, it's about to go down. The juke can shake it all up. My moves make them run them up. I'm letting you know what's up. I got the party going up. A champ with the crown is here. I'ma win anywhere. Hey, so shake it like you don't care. I shake it up everywhere. And I can bake cakes by the pound. Blow the whistle 'cause I love that sound. And we can just keep going round. I'm ready for another round. Go ahead, touch down like that.
Delivery.
Go ahead, touch down like that. Go ahead, touch down like that. Go ahead, touch down like that. Hey, hey, go ahead, touch down like that. 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 Like work the middle, work the middle, work the middle, work that, work the middle, work the middle, work the middle, work that.
3584 Hayes Street Northeast. Yes, ma'am. 202-257-8960. 2 shrimp egg rolls. Could I get an order of 3 wings and fried rice? No vegetables, no onions in there. Not a lot. So how much is that? And that's cool. That's it. I'm broke. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Go ahead, touch down like that. Go ahead, touch down like that. Go ahead, touch down like that. Hey, hey, go ahead, touch down like that.
That's what we do every year.
Go ahead, touch down like that. Go ahead, touch down like that. Go ahead, touch down like that. Like
Tradition of what they're used to doing. We'll check in now with
Ellen Lambert in Maryland.
Hey, Lindsay, we're in Calvert County, where there has been a long line here pretty much all night. We understand that the wait about 3 hours. I want to show you some of that line here. Pretty much wraps around Northern High School here in Owings, Maryland. And this is just one of a few polling locations on Election Day in Calvert County because of the pandemic. As you can see, though, lots of people coming out to vote in person. I want to introduce you to one of them. This is Alyssa Spencer. Tell me why you waited until Election Day and why did you feel like you had to come out to the polls and vote?
Well, I'm not really sure why I waited until Election Day, but I was a little surprised when I pulled up here and saw all these people. And then once I got in line, I just couldn't get out, and I just feel like my voice to be heard, and I want to vote. So I'm going to wait in the cold, and my feet are freezing, and we're all here to vote.
What's important to you in this election? If you could choose a couple issues or one issue.
Well, there's a few. I think just, that's a hard question. I feel like I don't want to be a political speaker here, but, well, I am a teacher, so, I mean, I just think it's important for, just people to know that their voice should be heard and just to come out and vote in general. So, I think that's why I'm exercising my right to vote.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I hope it's not too much longer, but from here, maybe, I don't know, from what I know, about 30 minutes or so. Some of the people that were telling us on their way out said that total they spent about 3 hours in line. But again, that line with hundreds of people wrapped around the school here. But the good news, obviously, if you are in line by now, then these people will be given a chance to exercise their constitutional right to vote.
All right, good news for them, bad news for us. It means we'll have to wait later for their results. But yeah, if you need to vote, get in line. The polls are about to close in Maryland and the district. Let's go to Tom Fitzgerald with the breakdown of more states that are about to close and any results we've gotten in.
Yeah, and, about 3 minutes to the top of the hour, we're going to be looking at polls closing, of course, in the state of Maryland and the District of Columbia. We're going to be watching that. Clearly we're starting to see portions of this map begin to fill in. The president now tonight taking Kentucky with its 8 electoral votes, West Virginia with its 5, but Joe Biden racking up our first double-digit state of the night, of course, that being the Commonwealth of Virginia, and then up here in New England, Vermont, going to Joe Biden. The total we have right now, Joe Biden standing at 16 electoral votes and Donald Trump at 8. But as we cross over that 8 o'clock hour, we're going to see some very key states close. We're talking about Georgia down here with 16 electoral votes. All eyes on Georgia tonight. The Democrats trying to flip that for the first time in a very long time. Georgia has been a solid Republican state. We're also going to see Florida with its 29 electoral votes. That will close as well, too. We're going to see South Carolina now. South Carolina, as you see, it's kind of wedged in between two areas that have been real battlegrounds. North Carolina and Georgia. Republicans feeling confident about their chances in South Carolina. But remember, folks, as we cross the hour here, some of these states, even though their polls are closed, it might be a while. We're hearing, especially down in Georgia tonight, one of the secretaries in charge of elections saying they might not get some of those numbers out till tomorrow. So we're just going to have to stay tuned.
Couple, we wait as these states start to close. We've got places like Florida with 2 time zones. That'll also be something that we'll be looking at in the next coming hours here, but it's too close to call.
Yeah, and as we get ready to head over to Fox Network coverage, I want to let you know that we will keep you posted coming in over the next hour, so we'll be back around 8:25. Again, sometime around 9:30. Maria and I will be back here at 10 o'clock along with Blake and Sharon and Sarah Simmons and Fitz and everybody else here as we continue to track the latest results. We will see you coming back in just a bit here on Fox 5. Meantime, Fox5DC.com is everything you need to know. All night long, interactive maps, you name it, we got it. We'll see you coming back at 8:25.
I'm doing 30 on 30 and up. You in the what? You in the way. Either you rolling or rolling the dust. But that's a what? Keep it right. We did a lot for the wins. Came in a drop on the 10. Got me on top once again.
Welcome back to our special coverage as we enter a very important hour of this election night. I'm Chris Gallagher.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sandra Smith. We did a lot for the wins. Came in a drop on the 10. Got me on top once again.
That includes some key battleground states that we're watching tonight, which could be crucially determining who wins the White House.
Let's begin with Florida, the biggest electoral prize of this hour and a must-win state for President Trump if he is to secure a second term. The Fox News decision desk is currently poring over voting data from the Sunshine State, but not ready to project a winner just yet.
And while Joe Biden could win the presidency without Florida, he would have a much tougher time without the big one, Pennsylvania, where both candidates campaign ferociously down to the home stretch. It could be a while before we know who wins the Keystone State, since it didn't begin to process its mail-in vote until today. That is the process. Why counting takes some time. It could take till Friday.
Yeah, it is not, however, too early to call winners in a dozen other contests, including the District of Columbia, a liberal stronghold where Biden will easily beat the president, according to our Fox News voter analysis.
Not surprisingly, Biden's home state of Delaware will also vote decisively for the former vice president.
Biden will also coast to victory in Massachusetts. That's according to the Fox News decision desk.
The reliably blue state of Rhode Island will also be added to the Biden winning column tonight and add to his electoral vote.
Same story in Connecticut, where the former vice president will coast to victory there.
And also in Illinois, another expected win for Joe Biden.
If you're keeping score, the Democratic nominee will also pick up the perennially blue state of Maryland, again according to our Fox News decision desk.
The electoral votes are starting to add up, getting a better sense of where things are, and finally Biden will win the state of New Jersey tonight.
Although the president is also in this race, you should note that the president is also wrapping up some electoral votes in this hour. The Fox News decision desk can now project that the president will easily win the state of Alabama.
And on to Mississippi, where the president will prevail there, according to Fox News voter analysis.
Same goes in Tennessee, where the president will breeze past his Democratic challenger down in Tennessee.
Fox can also project at this hour that President Trump will win the state of Missouri, which has now voted Republican in 6 straight presidential races.
Yeah, the president will also beat former vice president in the state of Oklahoma.
But more importantly, one of the few states where we cannot project a winner at this hour is the key state of New Hampshire, where we need more voter data before making ultimately a call there. That is one of the key battleground states that we are watching in the path to 273.
And finally, let's turn to Maine, one of 2 states that does not use the winner-take-all method of allocating electoral votes. The Fox News decision desk can now project that Joe Biden will win 3 of Maine's 4 electoral votes.
So we do not yet have enough data to determine the winner of Maine's 2nd congressional district, which could prove to be integral in the race to 270, which represents the state's 4th electoral vote. The importance of that one vote could loom large if the national electoral contest does come down to the wire.
Yeah, so let's take a look at the race to 270. Put it up on the board. You see Joe Biden down there with 91, the president with 56. A lot of states that the polls are closing or have closed, yet to call. The big ones, of course, you've got Georgia, you've got South Carolina, North Carolina, and Florida still waiting on some of these things. A lot of information being poured over now by the decision desk. We hope to have more information for you about various counties and how they're showing up in those key states coming up in the moments ahead.
All right, it is still early. A lot of things are changing when we look at what is happening in the Senate, however. In Maine, Republican Senator Susan Collins trying to fend off a challenge from Sarah Gideon in a race that could help determine overall control of the Senate. We are watching that race closely. It is too early to make a projection there at the moment.
Yeah, and the other big Senate race of the hour is in Alabama, where the incumbent Democrat Doug Jones is facing a strong challenge from Republican Tommy Tuberville. It's too early to call that contest, which, if the former coach prevails, could be the first Senate flip of the night, which will be key, Sandra, when you look at the balance of power in the Senate.
We're watching all of that, and let's take a closer look at 2 of the biggest battlegrounds tonight, Pennsylvania and Florida. Those are the big ones that we're watching for both candidates. A total of 49 electoral votes up for grabs in just those 2 states. Both campaigns pouring a lot of time and money into campaigning there. Pennsylvania is, of course, Joe Biden's birthplace, also somewhere he spent a lot of time today. And it's also where President Trump pulled off an upset 4 years ago.
The president also spent a lot of time there. Then there's Florida, which the president has made his home state. Many analysts have said President Trump must take Florida if he wants to win re-election and remain in the White House.
Starting to get some more data and analysis on hand for analysis. More with Ari, Mark, and
Jackson in just a moment. Plus, we'll have reaction from Democratic Congresswoman Debbie Dingell of Michigan. We are covering this historic election from coast to coast. Jackie Heinrich at Joe Biden headquarters in Wilmington, Delaware. Kristen Fisher, she's live for us in the nation's capital. Also the latest from tonight's must-watch states. Mike Tobin in Wisconsin, Matt Stein in Michigan, Steve Harrigan in Florida. But first to Brian Yennis in Scranton, Pennsylvania, where Joe Biden was born, and one of the most important battleground states of 2020. Good evening.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, good evening, guys. Look, so we are actually in Wilkes-Barre. We are just south of Scranton. We haven't been able to get there just yet. We plan on being there later tonight. But look, the results are coming in at about 8:10 tonight. Pennsylvania will start having real-time results on their electionsreturns.pa.gov website. This state is so important, and they are trying to make sure that they are as transparent as possible as these results come in, particularly about the mail-in ballots. Tonight, when these numbers start coming in, we're going to start seeing the numbers come in from those who casted their ballots in person first, because those are the quickest, and that's why pollsters have been warning us about what's called the red mirage. Expect the numbers today to be heavily Republican, since the majority of Republican voters in the state have chosen to vote in person. That's the thinking. So those 3 million mail-in ballots, by the way, are supposed to be likely more for former Vice President Joe Biden, but it's going to take some time to count those ballots, and that's because in Pennsylvania, they weren't able to begin processing those mail-in ballots until 7 a.m. this morning. So that is an ongoing process. The results are coming in. The big thing here, Trump needs to really bring up those margins in the rural counties, and Biden needs to make sure that he can bring up his margins, the Democrats' margins in the suburbs and in the cities. Sandra, Trace.
Brian Yennis on Campaign Trail. Brian, thank you.
All right, and now on to Florida as we await a crucial decision in that state. As you can see, looking at the vote tallies that are in so far in that state. We're starting to learn more about how that race is shaping up. 83% of the vote is in now. Steve Harrigan's live at Broward County Election Office there in Lauderhill. So what do we know so far, Steve? Good evening.
Good evening, Sandra. You can see the counting has begun here behind me in Broward County. It's going very smoothly so far. They've already posted 80% of their votes, so a very easy process so far. One thing to really keep an eye on in Florida is Miami-Dade County. President Trump running well ahead of where he was 4 years ago. That's been a key county for the Democrats. They try to run up a big margin there. It's a very liberal Democratic area, but President Trump working hard there, especially with Cuban Americans. And so far early on, doing very well. There were concerns that the vote in Miami-Dade was underperforming. They sent President Obama there twice to try and bring out the turnout, but right now, that's something certainly to keep an eye on. The other thing to keep an eye on is the amazing turnout in some of the counties, especially some of the conservative counties. Collier County, where Naples is, a 90% turnout. The Village is 87.9% turnout. So some tremendous turnouts across the state. 9 million people voted early. No security incidents so far. And keep in mind, this is going to move. This total is going to move. The Panhandle, a very conservative area. More votes coming in as the night goes on. Sandra, back to you.
Steve Harrigan, thank you.
Now on panel, former White House press secretary for President George W. Bush, Ari Fleischer, Washington Examiner columnist, and pollster Kristen Silver-Anderson, and former White House speechwriter for President George W. Bush, Mark Thiessen. Mark, you look at that and listen to Steve Harrigan there. The numbers appear to be kind of leaning toward the president's Florida. Panhandle left to be counted, 3% of the vote in, and it's very much deadlocked now, but a lot of that Panhandle is Trump country.
No, very much. That's a good look for the president. But Florida is a must-win for the president. He's got to win that state in order to have a clear path to victory. And waiting for the Panhandle to come in with those Republican votes is big. Interestingly, it was mentioned that the Villages had a huge turnout. Joe Biden has gained on the president in terms of seniors. That's for two reasons. One, I think because COVID really disproportionately affected seniors and the disapproval of Trump's handling of COVID. And also, I think mocking Joe Biden in the mental capacity offended a lot of seniors. So he lost ground with seniors, but he's made up huge ground with Hispanic voters in Florida. And it would be ironic if the Democrats spent the last 5 years portraying President Trump as an anti-Hispanic bigot if Hispanics helped deliver him the presidency. That would be a blast.
Well, first of all, I just got to tell you, playing at today's Florida numbers comes up by about 78,000 votes, which is about 1 million times more than Bush's margin of 2,000. So that's what we call a landslide.
Good night, yeah.
But Mark just made a really important point. If President Trump wins this race, you know what he's going to do? He will validate the autopsy that Republicans, and I was one of the authors of it, in 2012 wrote about the need to expand the Republican Party. Because he can only win this race by doing better with Hispanics and by doing better with African Americans. Yeah. We have to see if he does that or not yet. But I predict he's not going to do as well in 20 as he did in 16 with women. He won white women by 9 points. I'd be shocked if he wins white women by as much as 9 this time. So to get over the top, he's got to make it up somewhere else. Yeah. Keep your eye on the Hispanic vote. Florida's an early indication. Keep your eye on the black vote, particularly in those Midwest battleground states. Let's see how Trump does in expanding the base of the party.
It's very good news for the president so far in Florida, Kristen, but, you know, it's a hurdle, right? It's a hurdle in a long road to 270 for the president. But for now, Florida looking good. We don't know Georgia. We don't know North Carolina. We don't know South Carolina. South Carolina really does look pretty good for them. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's a stepping stone.
If Florida was looking like it was going blue, it might be an early news. Florida was staying in the president's column. When Democrats had great in the country, but Republicans still held on to statewide races. As Dr. have already mentioned, Republicans in Florida uniquely have really built up good ties in the Latino community in South Florida. They consistently advertise much more aggressively in places like Miami. But Republicans in other states might aim to build that kind of relationship and that kind of infrastructure. We still have yet to see. Right? If I could just jump in here and really jump over to the map. Sorry for anything. Okay, here we go. Ari, I want you to look at what is happening in the state. As you mentioned, we're still waiting on the panhandle. But I just pulled up something. We talked about the villages earlier. What do you think so far as I pulled out that we're just over 80% of the total vote in? And I know you're also looking down at Miami-Dade. Important to see what's going on there as well. And again, it accounted for just over 80% of the vote so far. Joe Biden at 54% so far. Donald Trump 45.6%. What conclusions can you draw from that?
That Joe Biden's not running for margins in the Democrat places where he needs to run them up, because we know Trump will in the panhandle and in the rural areas of the state. The other fascinating thing in Miami-Dade, it looks like 2 Democratic congressmen are going to lose tonight. Who represent districts with large Cuban populations.
Orange County I can pull up as well. Margin of Joe Biden running up to 61% to Donald Trump 38% right now. Again, as we await the panhandle, what conclusions, Mark, from that?
Well, so if Donald Trump narrowly wins Florida, then that means we're going to be litigating Michigan or Paso. We're going to be litigating Pennsylvania for a month. If Donald Trump wins Florida by 2-3 points, as it looks like he could, if the panhandle really comes in strong, that means we've got a red wave coming up the coast of the United States that could really affect that could mean he's doing overperforming in other states as well. So Florida is really the canary in the coal mine for what's happening in this overall electorate.
Kristen, jump in here as we look at Escambia County. We know the candidates campaign hard in the state with 85% of the vote in so far. The president in that county, at least right now, almost 70,000 votes for him, just over 57,000 for Joe Biden.
That red panhandle is exactly what you would expect to see. The panhandle of Florida is Trump country. But interestingly, a county you had just pressed on a couple of moments ago was Orange County, Florida. That's where I grew up. It's a county where Democrats have really increased their margins in recent years. It's Orlando. And you've also got the county just to the north of it, Seminole County, another suburban county. The idea that a Republican could win Florida statewide, but lose Seminole County, lose Pinellas County, which is the suburbs around St. Pete, is kind of wild, and it just shows the way that this Trump-Biden race has scrambled some of the conventional ways we're thinking about which demographic groups are breaking for Mark.
Seminole County, we've got some data in here right now with it showing a razor-thin margin between the two candidates.
It's a different electorate than it was in 2016. Seniors are cutting toward Biden. We've got some strong improvement in African American and particularly in Hispanic votes. And it doesn't affect Florida, it's going to affect Arizona as well.
I think what's fascinating about this, Ari, is she pulled up Suffolk County and the numbers from now to what we were all thinking, okay, he's going to lose a big chunk of the senior vote because of coronavirus. The numbers are almost identical to what they were in 2016, showing that maybe he's not losing seniors the way people thought he was going to lose down in those areas.
Well, and the numbers are still moving fast, because when we started talking Florida, when you were at the board, I said Trump was up by about 100,000. He's now up by about 150,000 in Florida.
Oh, wow. Okay. It's early, but we're learning a lot. It is early, but we stand by. We have some breaking news coming in. The polls have now belatedly closed in North Carolina. Remember, they kind of pushed up the deadline there because some precincts were left open. And must indicate to President Trump if he is to secure a second term. And that's news for the president.
And of course, Democrats hope to turn the reliably red state blue this year, although it's too early to determine whether or not that will actually happen. We're watching it.
We are also watching the North Carolina Senate race, which could help determine whether Republicans keep control of the chamber. Republican incumbent Tom Tillis is facing a strong challenge from Democrat Cal Cunningham, but that race is still too early to call. Lots more ahead this evening. Polls closing last hour in two of the biggest swing states, Florida and Pennsylvania. We are watching both of those states closely for results.
And next hour, polls closing in another big battleground. We're watching Michigan. We'll talk about that with Michigan Congresswoman Debbie Dingell, who's up for re-election herself. That's next.
We believe you should get more. That's why we merged now it's about to get even better. And as we work to integrate Sprint's network, our nationwide 5G keeps getting stronger. With the capacity and coverage to places across the country. Who says you can't have it all? Now is the time for 5G. Now is the time to join T-Mobile. Let him go. We can't see our grandson.
About no farmers, we ain't staying there. Running off the block, yeah, I'm something like a linebacker. I got juice like a fountain, how you like it?
Let him go. We did all our fighting. We made the McDonald's. You've got unbeatable release in your worst cold and freezes. So when you need to show your cold and fog, grab these McDonald's and get back to your rhythm. Feel the power. Beat the symptoms fast.
Welcome back to Fox News Election Headquarters. We are keeping tabs on Michigan, a key battleground in this election. Polls will close there at the top of the hour. Congressional races also on the ballot in that state. Democratic Congresswoman Debbie Dingell is up for re-election there, and she joins us now. Congresswoman, good evening to you. Thanks so much for being here. What can you tell us tonight as we await a lot of these results? How is your race looking?
Well, I think I'm going to win, but I will tell you that we had an incredible turnout today, had an incredible turnout, more than 3.2 million people voted absentee ballot. I think early numbers out of Michigan, so everybody can expect this or know this. Might even show Donald Trump up, but I think where the votes have come from the absentee ballot, that those are going to be stronger Joe Biden. If you ask me to predict right now, the Dingell leader thinks that Joe Biden will win the state, but I was just getting some numbers. Last week I told Delta that it was time in some places, and some of my union, my first precinct in downriver, but I was looking at my station, are actually voting more strongly for Donald Trump than they did 4 years ago. And I don't think that's going to be the case.
We've already kind of got over a couple of times that the early vote, the mail-in vote, really has gone. It's kind of broken toward the former vice president, and the day of vote is kind of breaking toward President Trump. So, you know, we watch these early results come in, and we really can't make too much of them until you still get a lot more numbers, Congressman, to really fill in the blanks for us.
That is correct. So I think Joe Biden's going to win in Michigan. I think the Senate race could be closer than people think. And the Grand Rapids race is going to be a total toss-up, and we may not know the results of what's now known as the Justin Marcy for a couple weeks.
Congresswoman, obviously there's a lot of different paths to 270. The electoral map has been used a lot this week as we look for both candidates, the path to 270. Michigan plays a key role in all of that. So how important is that state for your party's chances of winning the White House?
It's critical. You know, 4 years ago, I told Bill, he was one of the first people I said this to, that I thought I'm good with Michigan, and no one believed me. I'm going to tell you the difference in these 4 years are women. Women who stayed home, didn't think the vote mattered. I've met a ton of women in the last 4 years. Women have turned out in droves this election.
Yeah, they have, and it's amazing because there's this dichotomy when you look at what's happening down in Florida. I'm not sure you've been paying attention to what's happening in Michigan. You know, down in Florida, it really, the trends that we thought would go towards the former vice
Man, that nigga went in Virginia, man.
He's picking up, apparently, in Miami-Dade County, a lot of the Cuban-American vote, picking up more of the Cuban vote than we thought. What do you make of the disparity in trends of the two states?
I think that, well, I mean, I think last week, and that the union of our province still stands Donald Trump. I think what is really happening is coming to energize a lot of women who don't like what's happening in the country. I think if seniors may split their votes, I've seen talk to seniors in the last week or two that have talked to me about the fear of what was going to happen on election day, depending on police issues. But the trend is decidedly up and down. You know, I have to get leader here. It's been with Joe Biden in areas that wasn't pressed.
All right, Congresswoman, we have to leave it there. Appreciate you joining us tonight. And I saw Ari nodding along when you were talking about the suburban female vote, how crucial that is. We'll talk to you about that in just a moment. Meanwhile, we've got another call in the race for the White House. The Fox News decision desk can now project that President Trump will defeat former Vice President Joe Biden in Indiana. Take a look at where things stand in the race to 270. As President Trump has now secured victory in that state, put up the electoral map. So far, no battlegrounds have been called. You've got the reliably red and blue states that have been filled in. Joe Biden has 91 of those votes, and Donald Trump has 67. It is early.
But you can see there's a lot of white on that map, and those states that have not been called. Plenty more states to go as we keep an eye on the clock, waiting for polls to close and another batch of states coming in.
Another bundle in the books.
Architecture really paid off this time.
We just got lucky. So did the Thompsons. They're both the wire care cost a lot more than the mother.
Thankfully, they bundled their motorcycle with their holding on them. They're protected 24/7.
What do you say? One more game of backgammon?
Ah, your life.
Hey, Terry. You got the $1 million? Yep, and I see you're making your picks on the Fox Super 6 app. You know it's free to play, and fans who pick right win $1 million over the season. Actually, it's $1 million just this week, and way more throughout the season. They didn't tell you that. No, they didn't.
Download the Fox Super 6 app. It's free to play. Pick the outcomes of 6 games by 1 Eastern this Sunday for another chance to win $1 million of Terry's money. No, there are no specific threats. There are First Amendment protests scheduled.
CDC giving the green light to people infected with COVID-19 to vote in person.
Montgomery County police are now looking for 2 suspects wanted for stealing an ATM machine.
The cathedral will reopen tomorrow for a 14-hour vigil of prayer and reflection. 65 tomorrow. And then look at that stretch of weather.
Your wireless, your rules, your savings. When you get Xfinity Mobile and Internet together, you could save up to $400
choose from flexible wireless data options on the most reliable network. Now, with 5G included at no extra cost. Current Xfinity customers, add Xfinity Mobile and save on your other Xfinity services. Plus, you can also save up to $400 a year on your wireless bill. Call to learn more.
What walked you to the iconic Fox 5 DC? I think you guys did a great attitude. Why don't you do a quick thing for us? Let's see. 1, 2, 1, 2, Chris, it's a marathon.
Today on Fox 5 Morning, some local businesses boarding up before the election to prep for unrest and having conversations when you disagree on political views. Then tomorrow, he's correctly predicted every presidential election since 1984. We'll see if Alan Lincoln got it right this time. Stay ahead with Fox 5 Morning. Wake up with us tomorrow.
Good evening, Blake, Jim, and Marina here. Welcome back to Fox 5's Election Night 2020. The results are coming in fast from across the country and here locally.
Yeah, in the presidential election, several states are already getting called, including here in our area. We're keeping a tally of the electoral votes on the bottom left of your screen.
That's right, and we've got those full results coming in. But meantime, let's check out at polling locations where hundreds of voters have found themselves stuck in incredibly long lines, especially in Calvert County, Maryland. The line at one point reaching a quarter of a mile long. Some voters reporting waiting at least 2 hours to cast their ballot. Fox 5's Lambert live tonight at a polling site in Owings, Maryland. Will post their closed about 26 minutes ago. And look at that line behind you, Evan.
Yeah, Marina, I'll step on the way so you can see the whole thing. More accurate, probably to say, closer to 3 hours that people have been waiting to vote here. And it is just really encouraging to see so many people having their voice heard at the ballot box, especially even after Fox News has projected that Maryland goes for Joe Biden. Not a surprise for anyone, of course, but really awesome to see this kind of engagement here. What we're hearing is that this is likely because there are only 5 polling locations in Calvert County for Election Day. That is out of the ordinary, and that is because of the COVID-19 pandemic and some restrictions because of that. Of course, we know that many Marylanders, 2 million, voted early, either by mail-in or early in person. So these people obviously choosing to, many people told me in the line, really, procrastinate, essentially. We did talk with some voters a little bit earlier. I'm not sure if I have time to get to that, but many people here talking about how important it is to do their civic duty and have their voices be heard. Of course, this county, though, traditionally does go red. It has at least since 2018.
All right, Evan, thanks. I'll take it from there. All right, our map is beginning to fill in. But right now, as you can see, wide swaths of the president, especially down the south. But some key states, most importantly for our area here, Virginia going to the former Vice President Joe Biden. But the president clearly has picked up a line of states along the Mississippi here. Indiana, Kentucky, West Virginia, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, and of course Missouri and Oklahoma. Of course, a lot of the swaths of territory that Joe Biden was looking at, those have not come in, most especially tonight, the Keystone State of Pennsylvania and the battle that has been going on for Ohio. Of course, Texas, Arizona are 2 other of these battleground states for an agenda that we've been tracking tonight. As these polls close, as we start to get these results in, then we'll have a clear picture of what's going on.
Thank you, Chris. Keep an eye on that. This is a live look at the line battle all day long. It's been a time for people to congregate, voters, families, voting advocates. They've been playing go-go music there all day. There is still a big crowd, and there are video screens up to turn the plaza into an outdoor watch party. But you see a lot of people out there with signs, standing by, some people on loudspeakers, and we're going to keep our eyes on what's going on down there at Black Lives Matter Plaza here on Fox 5. And you can see right now the tally on your screen, 88 electoral votes for Joe Biden, 67 for President Trump. A lot of these states are very close.
Yeah, we're just seconds away from another state closing. It's big. Arkansas closing at 8:30, about a minute away.
And at 9 o'clock, another 14 states, of course, the battleground, Arizona, Michigan, Texas, Wisconsin, they will close.
All right, stay with us.
Grabbing nothing, your label to base. But once the boss made it, your label that made it. Ridiculous for words, such a force of nature. I don't wanna seem absurd, but that boy's a gangster. Focusing on me, we're from Tel Aviv. Barbados with the hustle pockets, LIDs. Distinctive destinations, all I wanna see. Oceanfront residences, 3 different ones a week. Cause I I deserve that. It's time to learn that. Mess around and put that thing over your permit. 6 figures every year, yeah, I earn that. At the front of this line is where my turn at.
Sometimes you need a friend, not the ones that just show up and don't put nothing in. You know the ones that live their hand and want to see you win. When you come up on that lick, make sure you cut them in. And then, sometimes you need a friend.
We should start with agents who work a 4-day, 40-hour week, given the fact that most of the murders happen over a
Ain't gonna lie, women gon' lie. Looking for the truth and the numbers don't hide. Looking for the root of all evil, they need to go open up the briefcase, see with your eyes. Everybody claim to be greatest of all times, but they never spend a day in the rain in the front line. No lie. Stop playing on my phone line.
Seattle, so it wasn't the silencer.
Pull up in the space coupe with the roof optional. When nobody follow suit, I've been groomed from the womb. Came out of my mama with some running tennis shoes, faster than the speeding bullet.
We'll look this back in a few minutes. Looks like it's hit me pretty hard. Well, it really doesn't for last year. That's all right. I'll be right back. Yes, sir.
What I did, can I kick it? Hold on. Yeah, I got some rings and a range. Can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me anything. How I got her, how I did it. Yeah. Spend the whole half, had a blast. Can I kick it? Even with a sprain. Hey, can I kick it? Hit the flex, I went and bought a chain. Can I kick it? Things ain't been the same. Things have changed. Can I kick it? People acting different, so I ask. Can I? Hey, could count on my power, it was on my dollars. Way back then, play with the job, but you were with us. The higher the climb, the harder the fall, but how did you get up? I done got rich and went broke, then got rich again, just a little hiccup. I never bought in this pickup. Remember me being so bummy and being so hungry, I had to eat groceries. How did you let it go? Pressure woman, did she mix it? Met her at one of the functions, we call her the rhythm. She called her friend, they kissed and we did it, and that's how we. Let me explain what I did, can I kick it? Hold on. Yeah, I got some rings and a range, can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me a thing, how I got it, how I did it. Yeah. Spend the whole half, had a blast, can I kick it? Even with a sprain, hey, can I kick it? That's how when it's started, can I kick it? Things ain't been the same, can I kick it? People acting different, so I ask, can I? Before I went live, ain't know what I was. Ain't know what a live is, what I was.
Can you take nuggets?
Need a light, yeah, these right here,
Cheese.
now they don't really
Square
talk
and
about
fish.
now they don't really talk about love.
Big Mac.
They never seen love.
Get it at
What's
McDonald's.
love to a guy with a bag? What's heart to a
Some
guy
other
with a bag?
important data from our Fox News voter analysis. Shannon Green is joining us live with a look at the trends that we are seeing. Shannon, good evening.
Good evening, Sandra. So we got more data coming in from our Fox News voter analysis, focusing on two of the most important states we're all watching right now, Florida and Pennsylvania. Now, President Trump won them both by narrow margins 4 years ago, and is aiming to keep them in the red column once again. He's got to have them. In Florida, the vast majority of voters say the federal government's handling of the coronavirus pandemic was a key factor in their vote. 4 in 10 said it was the single most important factor. Not a surprise, perhaps, in a state that currently ranks 9th in the nation in total number of COVID-19 cases per capita. 3 in 10 rate the economic downturn as the most important factor to their presidential vote. When it comes to whether they want the federal government to focus on limiting the spread of COVID or limiting damage to the economy, not even close there. More than 6 in 10 Floridians want to see a focus on curbing the spread of the virus, even if that means hurting the economy. More than half of Florida voters, close to 6 in 10, do not think the economy is doing well. But get this, when it comes to who they think will handle it better, it's President Donald Trump. Now Pennsylvania, nicknamed the Keystone State, tonight it is the key holding it together for President Trump's planned path to victory. He needs it. He won there in 2016 by less than a percentage point. The first Republican to carry the state since 1988. They do have a low rate of COVID cases, but still the majority of voters feel the virus is out of control across the country. Voters who believe the coronavirus is at least somewhat under control are more likely to support President Trump. Those who believe it's not under control at all, of course, more likely to support the former Vice President Joe Biden. Now, fracking got a lot of attention during the campaign. President Trump promised not to restrict the practice. Very important to a lot of local economies there in Pennsylvania. But Biden, trying to please both sides, said that he would ban fracking on public land
but not letting that surprise. And we talked about looking forward into future bans. So Florida can say it's more important to expand production of fossil fuels like oil, gas, or coal, but most voters say they want to focus on a safe energy policy to get on alternative energy like solar, wind, or hydroelectric. So that should be for a slight advantage for Biden as the one, at least on energy policy. We've got a whole lot more to come, but back to you for now as we watch those critical states and the numbers come in.
Shannon, thank you very much. Very useful information as we go through the evening. Shannon, thank you. We're minutes away now from the next poll's closing, including some key battleground states. Next up, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis will weigh in on where things stand in the Sunshine State. We're learning a whole lot now.
No, don't fear nothing. I stuck in my ways. They say I'm the chosen one. See it in my face. Get this one and I'm holding on. I can't be replaced.
So good to see you.
Take a step, but it's a big place.
Oh, well, look, that's what we're both taking right now, an act. You know, it's really been helping me manage my schizophrenia. I used to hear these terrible voices. I used to feel like everyone was staring at me. But we're doing much better now, right? Fanapt is approved for the treatment of schizophrenia in adults. In clinical trials, Fanapt significantly improves symptoms of schizophrenia compared to placebo. Fanapt may change your heart rhythm, which could elevate risk of sudden death. Your doctor will consider this when deciding among treatments, and may prescribe another medication first, or may instruct you to take a smaller dosage of Fanapt. The big thing to know, we're not alone. Call 8557 Fanapt. No matter how you celebrate this year, make this holiday extra special with a gift from Pandora Jewelry.
With Mucinex Night Shift, you've got powerful relief from your worst nighttime cold and flu symptoms. So grab Night Shift to fight your symptoms, get your Z's, and get back to your rhythm. Feel the power. Beat the symptoms fast.
I'm a dog, I'm a beast, and I cannot be tamed. I don't do it for fame, it's the love of the game. I go in like I'm trained, I'm prepared for the rain.
All right, we're looking at the very latest in the race to 270 and the race for the White House. So far on the board, Joe Biden has 91 electoral votes to President Trump 73. These are the states that have been called so far tonight. No key battlegrounds yet, and still no clear winner in the crucial state of Florida. We are watching it closely because so far, as you can see up in the top part of your screen, 88% of the vote is in, and it is close. The margin by which President Trump is leading has been growing in just the last hour or so. You can see the counties are colored in for the counties that have gone Joe Biden, that have gone blue, for President Trump that have gone red. Of course, the Miami-Dade County has been secured by Joe Biden. We've been watching this closely as a barometer by how far former Vice President Joe Biden would lead President Trump in some of those key counties that Hillary Clinton secured back in 2016. Let's bring in the state's Republican governor, Ron DeSantis. Governor, thanks for joining us as we look at your state. What can you make of the results that we've seen so far and whether or not President Trump will secure victory?
Well, Sandra, Florida's done. I mean, the president's almost up 300,000 votes. We, the Republicans, won 2-1 in most of the election day vote. So we had the initial mail and early vote dump. Biden was barely ahead on that. There's just no way he was going to be able to withstand the Republican onslaught on election day. And when you lose Miami-Dade by only 10 points or thereabout as a Republican, you're going to win statewide unless something really happens. So Florida really should be called. There's no possible path for Joe Biden. At this point, Donald Trump did what he needed to do, and I think this is obviously a key component to assembling that 270 electoral votes.
Yeah, and I want to kind of couple, if I can, the board with Sandra, and we can go to Miami-Dade County, because I'd like to pull that up. It's fascinating what happened down there. There was a lot of talk, and 4 years ago, Governor, Hillary Clinton did very well in Miami-Dade County. She still lost the state. The president is doing much better than expecting in Miami-Dade. What do you make of that?
Well, I think part of it is the president's unified the Republican base, including our Cuban-American base. That's a critical component of the Republican Party of the state of Florida. He's also expanded that to other Hispanics in Miami-Dade, and he peeled off a small but important number of African-American voters. And so I think you've had huge energy for the president in Dade County this time. You didn't have it in 16, and I think whatever enthusiasm was for Hillary in 16, you had less enthusiasm for Biden. So it's an impressive victory. I mean, he won by about 115,000 votes in 2016. He may get over 300,000 for the margin because the panhandle's still being tabulated. That, incidentally, is not what the polls said. The polls get Florida wrong almost every time. And so this is a decisive victory for the state of Florida. We don't really do landslides here because it's an even, it's a pretty divided state. But to win by, he may end up getting to 3%. That's solid, and I think it bodes well for these other states.
All right, Governor, so as we take a look at the map here, again, about 88% of the vote is in so far in your state. I pulled up Sumter County, home to the Villages, of course. We've been talking about it with our panel throughout the evening. So far, it has almost 63,000 votes in for President Trump. That's 68% of the vote in that county that has gone red to Joe Biden. Just under 30,000 votes there, 32% of the vote. I wonder what that can tell you. As I branch this out, we are waiting for more of the panhandle to fill in here, watching Escambia County, which of course we've seen the candidates campaigning hard in some of these areas. What does this tell you? Donald Trump right now, 57% of the vote in that key county on the panhandle to Joe Biden at 42%.
Yeah, well, that's the typical margin in Escambia. If you go over to Okaloosa, the margin's going to be even more substantial for Donald Trump. And those are going to be big vote-rich environments. You look at a place like the Villages, which is in central Florida, a lot of times the media will focus on places that Democrats gain, like in the urban part of Orlando. And they have. They've done much better in Orange County than we have over the last decade. But everything around those areas, like a Sumter, like a Volusia, like a Brevard, those are now blood red counties. We get huge vote dumps. They're not the biggest counties in Florida, but they're all range from medium size to kind of the smaller large counties, and they delivered for the president again in 2020, just like they did in 2016.
All right, Governor DeSantis, appreciate you joining us on election night 2020 as we watch the results come in. About 88% of the vote in your state is in so far. Appreciate your time. Thank you.
Meantime, let's bring back our panel here with us. Mark Thiessen, Kristen Soltis Anderson, and Noah Leafy. Also, Marie Harp, Guy Benson, Lawrence Jones, and joining us this hour, Tom Bevan, Real Clear Politics co-founder and president. We should note that. And Fox News contributor Lawrence Jones. Welcome back to you all. You heard Governor DeSantis, Mark Thiessen, let's start with you. You heard the governor saying, and Sandra was pointing out the Villages, and I know I'm obsessed with the seniors now, but you match that with what Sandra was saying in Georgia, where the seniors also were supporting the president. We thought because of COVID, he was going to lose a lot of seniors so far in Georgia. We're finding further analysis and the actual data in Florida, seniors are supporting the president.
So this goes to what I was saying at the start of the night. Watch the reluctant Trump voters tonight. The Fox voter analysis shows that about 5% of the electorate decided in the last couple of days how they were going to vote. That's not a large part of the electorate, but an electorate of 160 million people, that's 8 million people. That is a huge, and Donald Trump won by 88,000 votes in 3 states. So if what you're seeing with seniors who were reporting to pollsters that they weren't supporting Trump, if they're coming home right now, those are reluctant Trump voters who've made the decision to come around. And we had Debbie Dingell on before talking about in Michigan, what are suburban women going to do? She had some predictions about that. These reluctant Trump voters literally hold the election in their mouth. That 5% of voters in Florida, it seems to be cutting. They're coming home and delivering Donald Trump a victory.
Kristen, you go to Sumter, Trace keeps referencing back to that county and the senior vote, of course, and you've got 68% of the vote for Donald Trump there. The governor just referenced some of those surrounding counties. I believe he said they are bleeding red. What do you make of some of the margins of victory so far for the president in some of these two counties?
Sure, in some of those counties, actually, Trump's running up the numbers in a huge way isn't terribly surprising. It's how he was able to put together his victory 4 years ago. He's been able to run the same playbook, and it's allowing him to sustain losing some places that Republicans traditionally win. On that same map, if you look over again, Pinellas County, which is where St. Petersburg is, that's usually a place where Republicans can hold things pretty close, and it's at the moment still looking blue on that map. So there are some places that are more suburban where Democrats are doing well, but Trump is putting together a coalition that involves rural voters, plus voters like Latino voters in South Florida, or as we may be seeing in Georgia and North Carolina, possibly African-American voters. He's putting together a new type of coalition, and it's letting him hang on in the Sun Belt.
Tom Bevan, let's bring you in on this because Governor DeSantis was saying the polls are wrong. The polls are always wrong in Florida. What do you make? Right now we have the president up with 88% of the vote in by about 2.5 points there. Joe Biden was deadlocked there. What do you make of the numbers you see in Florida now and the numbers we thought going into the evening? Well, there were certainly some polls that showed Donald Trump ahead. This is not a situation where every pollster had Joe Biden winning in a state, but on average, Biden had a slight lead in this state. But we saw this again. Ron DeSantis was right. We've seen this repeatedly in Florida. We saw it in 2016. We saw it again in 2018. Republicans consistently outperform the polls in the state of Florida. And Kristen's right. I mean, the big news here is not what's going on in the rural counties. It's what went on in Miami-Dade. The fact that Joe Biden could not turn out the vote and get the margins that he needed out of that county is making a huge difference in why Donald Trump is going to win the state by an even bigger margin than he did 4 years ago.
And I believe, Guy, you're still with us. Take a look at the Panhandle. This was the one we were waiting for. Some of these counties that we were waiting for, actually one of the last just filled in here, as we now have 89% of the votes coming in Florida. You just heard the governor reference some Okaloosa County. 69% of the vote for Donald Trump there. Over 77,000 votes have gone red. So the state has not been called yet, but this is what we see so far.
Yeah, not yet, but I feel like we're almost burying the lead about what just happened in that DeSantis interview. He's the Florida governor. He knows the state inside and out. He said it's done. He said this state's over and Trump has won it. Now, we have not called it that way yet, so we will wait. But the governor saying that, I think, is pretty significant. So here's my question moving forward into the rest of the evening. If, in fact, Trump wins Florida, because, in large measure, because of Hispanic voters in the south of Florida, are those Hispanics largely Cubans who, these are counties that Hillary Clinton just blew it out in 4 years ago, not happening this time. Are they different in their voting patterns, these Hispanic voters, than they are in Georgia or North Carolina, as you have West, Texas, Arizona? I'd say a little bit conservative, very anti-socialism, obviously, for reasons that I don't have to explain down there. But if it's even close, even if it gives some approximation of President Trump's overperformance tonight among Hispanic voters, that could have significant effects elsewhere in the Sun Belt. And again, there are a lot of ifs at play. If that is true, and if Trump is doing what he needs to do through this new coalition in the Sun Belt, all eyes will turn yet again to the Rust Belt. And I'm starting to have a little bit of a flashback here to 4 years ago. It's very hard to you now. I mean, this has got to be surprising to the Biden campaign. What do you think is running through the minds over there?
Well, the Biden campaign was certainly not counting on winning Florida. They've been clear that they have a number of different pathways to victory. And Florida is a state that Donald Trump pretty much had to win if he had a chance of getting a second term. It's not a must-win state for Joe Biden because of all of those different pathways. To Guy's point, I do think there are some differences with the Cuban-American, Venezuelan-American communities in South Florida. They tend to be more Republican-leaning. I don't think you will see these numbers replicated, for example, with Hispanics in Texas or Arizona. We have yet to see. But the Biden campaign knows that this is going to be a long night. They were never counting on Florida. Look, if Joe Biden had won Florida, a lot of us would have said that that would be very hard for Donald Trump to pull off a victory, but they were never counting on it. And so they're certainly focusing on that Rust Belt. You heard Debbie Dingell being pretty positive about Michigan. She was not positive 4 years ago, as we all know. And the early numbers we're seeing coming in, even from places like my home state of Ohio, that has gone so reliably red over the past few cycles, looking better for Democrats than we might have expected. So yet again, all eyes turn northward to the Midwest.
All right, Marie Hart, thank you to our panel. We will get back to you in just a moment. We've got some more news.
Now, coming up, we will hear directly from voters about what's on their minds. Harris Faulkner is standing by with a group of voters as election night in America rolls on.
With Mucinex All-in-One, you've got unbeatable relief from your worst cold and flu symptoms. So when you need to show your cold and frogs, grab Mucinex All-in-One and get back to your rhythm. Feel the power. Beat the symptoms fast.
I am Carl Redding, multiple weight MMA champion. I'm a fighter. I've been through many battles in the octagon. Many consider my fights in the octagon heroic, but the real-life heroes are those men and women who fight to protect us every day. The real-life fighters, the real-life heroes, are the firefighters and police officers. These first responders are true heroes, because these brave men and women put themselves in the line of danger every single day protecting us all. The Tall Towers Foundation ensures that first responders from fire, EMS, and police departments who are killed in the line of duty with young children have a home without the burden of a mortgage. They are my heroes, and we need our help today. I'd like to ask you to join me in donating $11 a month to support their efforts. Your $11 will honor to support our first responders. Please call now at 1-844-BRAVE or visit talltowers.org.
With anywhere you now, you can fast relief. A new ICI Charge Strength from Midwest. Feel it working instantly, providing powerful relief to muscles and joints. Icy withdrawal, how to relax. New ICI Charge Strength.
That doesn't count as a mask.
Pivot is back for the final season of Last Man Standing this January on Fox. Tomorrow, Fox has TV's #1 shows. It's a can't-miss Masked Singer reveal who everyone will know. And nothing will prepare you for the most shocking episode yet. Tomorrow, The Masked Singer and I Can See Your Voice are all new on Fox.
Welcome back to Election Night in America. Our team of experts and analysts will be with us all night. But in the meantime, let's check in with some voters. Harris Faulkner, anchor of Outnumbered Overtime and co-host of Outnumbered on Fox News Channel, is live across the Hudson River in New Jersey's Liberty State Park. Harris, good evening.
Hi, Harris.
Hi to both of you, Trace and Sandra. And I heard you guys talking about some really gritty topics. We're going to go there now with the voters' voices, getting into those grittier issues this election cycle with our panel of voters. Two of them are supporting Joe Biden. Amanda, a minister and mom of 3. Natalie, a doctoral student and backing President Trump. John, a police officer and dad of 3 children. And Janet, a former military wife, also with 3 children. I'm going to go to Natalie first because Trace and Sandra and their guests have been talking a lot about what we're seeing with the Latino vote. And I'm curious from your perspective, and I know it's not a monolithic vote, as another woman of color, I certainly know that. But Natalie, what is your take on why Joe Biden is not doing well with the Latino vote when you compare him specifically to Hillary Clinton? What is he not getting right?
Well,
interesting because that's not what I see on the ground and what I've heard from experiences with my friends and my family. You know, my family is actually quite conservative, and I was really surprised that we had common ground, you know, with myself as a, you know, as a liberal, and we just decided, we just realized that President Trump has been really awful to Latinos, you know, especially with, you know, the things that are going on at the border with the child separation. You know, we want to stop it. We want to put a stop to it, and that's why we're voting for Joe Biden. It's interesting because what we see is that the word socialist seems to really resonate in certain areas of the country where Latinos are, and they've come from places like Cuba and Venezuela. John, I want to come to you. You are a veteran police officer. You've been fighting crime and saving people all around your state, and I understand that it must be pretty challenging right now. We didn't know if we would see unrest post-election tonight, but we certainly saw a lot over the summer since the death of George Floyd. What is it like to be a cop right now with language about defunding police, so on and so forth?
Sure. Yeah, it's tricky times right now, and we understand that people are hurting, and in law enforcement, we're doing our best to try to repair those wounds. You know, there's been a lot of history with law enforcement, and we're just doing our best right now to make sure that we can provide the best service for the people that we serve day in and day out. You know, when COVID hit, our officers didn't take a day off. The men and women came in every single day to face the backlash that we've been facing from the Democratic politicians. Has been tough, especially from the governor of Connecticut, Governor Lamont. He's been pretty critical of us. So we've been here every day, and we'll come here every day, Democrat or Republican, to make sure that you guys are safe.
So you bring up a hot topic, and it's something, Amanda, that Democratic voters have said would get people en masse to the polls. You would see them jumping from Trump support to Joe Biden support. We don't know how this entire night is going to look, but if it doesn't shape up that way, why do you think that would be the case?
Yeah, we don't know. It's still really early, as you said, Harris, but I'm still really hopeful. Like I talked about before, I've had so many conversations with mothers who are taking their mama's heart to the polls with them this.
Someone put me out 'cause I'm on fire. I can't give up about what they say. They've been searching for that thing to get them higher. You can't catch my juke, can't catch my wave. Damn, Kane, you done killed Abel. Unbalanced land, trying to keep the people stable. The way I feel, I might it all up. The way you feel, you might do it for the bug. All black. Born to be a rebel. After this, I might go and water down the devil. Listen to everything around me, I can't see. You picked a dozen roses and left them in Galilee rolling thunder. Don't hear my cry, don't let alibis pass you. I finally starting to realize, never give up and go. I can't watch TV, it's all a lot. Tired of trying, go ahead and fly. Everybody want a straight answer, but media keep us blind. A good heart is not hard to find. Why the people try to define infrastructure right? I don't got time, infrastructure right, I don't got time. I could it's all to we're talking about you, about to protecting the sons and daughters from political and slaughter. Someone put me out 'cause I'm on fire. I can't give up about what they say. They've been searching for that thing to get them higher. You can't catch my juke, can't catch my wave. Never play by the rules, guess I'm paying my dues. They gon' try to intrude, poison the multitude. They be quick to accuse, when you got different views. Just know you gon' pay the price, based off the item you choose. When they ties in the culture, hit you with MK Ultra. I knew you was a vulture, Holy Ghost get the ushers. No, I can't trust you. Shock you, then now you fluster. Crashing down, I was cluttered. Doing this so subtle, falling out through the rubble. Remember this in jungle, the top always gonna get something. The middle gotta stay hunting. Why the rush left for nothing? 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 Agitated illusion, only built for confusion. The institution, modern day execution. Think I know the solution. Maybe not shit I do. Just put it in the music. Just put it in the music. Someone put me out 'cause I'm on fire. I can't give up about what they say. They've been searching for that thing to get them higher. You can't catch my juke, can't catch my wave. You'll burn out if you jump into the fire. Can you feel it rushing through your veins? Though you may get all that you desire, don't see it was that never be the same. You burn out if you jump into the fire. nature, all is automatic. Animal instinct, you fools hurt. Jesus will.
Hey yo, Nike check. I done made about $1 million and I'm only 19. Icy water dripping on a white tee. And shorty got a man, but she saying wife me. I got checks coming in like a pair of Nikes. If I like it, then you know I'm finna get it. Get the bag and then I flip it, watch me do it. All them on my wrist going stupid. Tryna put them on, but they never do it. Just like, hold up, wait a minute, like don't make sense, don't really get it. I'm steady getting to the chicken, that tasty finger licking chicken. I mean, I'm getting to the good guap. Keep a rack in my socks. Diamonds cost me a lot, but Nike check up all of my socks. Hey yo, Nike check. T-shirt check. Sneakers check. Socks check. Hoodie check. Shorts check. Nike. I done made about $1 million and I'm only 19. Icy water dripping on a white tee. And shorty got a man, but she saying wife me. I got checks coming in like a pair of Nikes. If I like it, then you know I'm finna get it. Get the bag and then I flip it, watch me do it. All them on my wrist going stupid. Tryna put them on, but they never do it. Going up sky high while I'm rocking Air Force. And she just wanna ride, shorty bad and gorgeous. She was rocking stripes, said it's alright. Then I cut her off, shorty stepped on my off-whites. Okay, now wait. Gotta get the bag and racks every day. Don't tell me to relax, I can't, I'ma say. Got a new Prestos and a J's in the way. Got a new Chris Foss, but it don't take time. I pull up on a hop if it's up too hot. And you wanna play ball, hit a three-point shot. With this my court, got a block on lock. I done made about $1 million and I'm only 19. Icy water dripping on a white tee. And shorty got a man, but she saying wife me. I got checks coming in like a pair of Nikes. If I like it, then you know I'm finna get it. Get the bag and then I flip it, watch me do it. All them on my wrist going stupid. Tryna put them on, but they never do it. Just like, hold up, wait a minute, like don't make sense, don't really get it. I'm steady getting to the chicken, that tasty finger licking chicken. I mean, I'm getting to the good guap. Keep a rack in my socks. Diamonds cost me a lot. Nike check up all of my socks. Hey yo, Nike check.
Flag on the play. Yeah. That's a flag on the play. Yeah. Flag on the play. Hold up. That's a flag on the play. Let's go. Touchdown, I just scored a whole bucket. I just dropped the bag on the tag, ain't nothing. Make 'em throw a flag when I pass, come through stunning. Call me tired, girl, and hit the hole, then I'm running. Get money, you ain't tryna make a play just like a quarterback. We ain't worrying about no formers, we ain't staying there. Running out the block, yeah, I'm something like a linebacker. I got juice like a Fanta, how you like it? How you like it? I'm on purple, I'm on yellow, like a Viking. Like a Viking. All these plays that I'm catching, I done gone crazy. I do my thing, 6 range, just like Tom Brady. Touchdown, I just scored a whole bucket. I just dropped the bag on the tag, ain't nothing. Make 'em throw a flag when I pass, come through stunning. Call me tired, girl, it hit the hole, then I ran it. Get money, you ain't tryna get that second flag on the play. Hating from the sideline, a flag on the play. Like Julio with them Falcons, I just made a play. In the red zone, going strong, watch me shake and bake. I'm in the field like a panther, I done up the standards. Like Michael Vick in Atlanta when it's time to scramble. Neck full of water, call me Black Bridgewater. Lamar Jackson, how I throw them Ravens cross the border. Hold up, you know I'm a touchdown with the sack. Run up the hole like a running back on the play. Intercept the pack like a safety, you boys can't shake the play. That's a flag on the play. Let's go. Touchdown, I just scored a whole bucket. I just dropped the bag on the tag, ain't nothing. Make 'em throw a flag when I pass, come through stunning. Call me tired, girl, it hit the hole, then I ran it. Get money, you ain't tryna get that second flag on the play. Hating from the sideline, a flag on the play. Like Julio with them Falcons, I just made a play. In the red zone, going strong, watch me shake and bake. Let's go.
Get out my way, Lil. Get out my way, Lil. She gon' put it on me, that's a lot of it. 4 coops, 4 seasons, drop the top a bit. Bust down, but my wrist time to talk a lot of. I got both my girls head to toe designer. Drip, little bit, little bit. Let me feel myself a little bit. Little bit, little bit. You ain't talking big. Get out my way, little bit. I can't hear the hate, got a lot of it. Take these bands to the bank, let them rot in it. So much ice on me, I wish I had 2 necks. I got homies that can sleep without 2. I got homies that can sleep without. Gucci and Chanel, I got a lot of it. Walk up in the spot like, hey, what poppin' in? Come pop it for me, cause I'm rich and poppin' in. Yeah, drip, little bit, little bit. Let me feel myself a little bit. Little bit, little bit. You ain't talking big. Get out my way, little bit. She gon' put it on me, that's a lot of it. 4 coops, 4 seasons, drop the top a bit. Bust down, but my wrist, time to talk a lot of. I got both my girls head to toe designer. Drip, little bit, little bit. Let me feel myself a little bit. Little bit, little bit. You ain't talking big. Get out my way, little bit. West LA, that where you find me though. Cha-cha matcha with it, rockin' black clothes. Whippin' around that Batmobile, duckin' 5-0. If you step to me, then be prepared for smoke, lil' bro. Let me feel myself a little bit. Let me blow this down a little bit. Drip, little bit, little bit. Let me feel myself a little bit. Little bit, little bit. You ain't talking big. Get out my way, little bit.
Game over, time's up. Play my cards, dealt my hand, ain't really no time for luck. Either you got it, you don't. Lie to yourself if you won't. I put my team on my back, did what I could, what I had. Now I'll be all in my bag. Copy and paste with the swag. Bet you can't do it like me. All my winners on repeat. Take your L like a boss. Stand 10 toes on your feet. I can never take a loss. I ain't set up for defeat. 4 Giottos on the truck. I had a dream and it's stuck. Living my life cause we up. Looking back like where the love. So I be hella low key. But contrary to belief, loyalty runs deep. I keep my ear to the streets. Struggle turned me to a beast. I'm out the chain, I'm out the leash. But baby girl, I play for keeps. Told my brother lately, I've been scheming. Against all odds like Willie Beeman. I've been grinding lately, this my season. Lord knows I'm trying to find my reason. Lay it out on the line, ain't no looking back. Giving my all with no strings attached. Came from the bottom, rolls through the cracks. Spotlight on you, boy, how you gon' act?
Hey, I remember sleeping with my ribs touched. I remember sleeping with my ribs touched. Now
firm. I'm a real one, so I ain't concerned. I'm fully built for this life. I think I earned all my stripes. I don't believe all the hype. Get back on my feet and get right. Watch you work, watch him hate, watch him lurk. Can't relate, watch you skirt. Out the mud, out the dirt, above the waters, in the murks, out the gate, on site. Red breed, red tight, set the bar, take flight. Yeah, I been grinding since a young and they told me my timing was coming. I been hustling with no fun and forget all the fame, get the money. I'm out in LA where it's sunny. I been eating since a young and since we ain't have food in our tummy. The life we was living ain't funny, but you cannot take nothing from me. Put that on my mama, my daughter, my cousin, my brother, I'll show you. Way better than I can tell you. The type of dreams that they sell you. That's why I learned from my failures. Don't do the handouts or the favors. Told my brother I'ma get this paper. Was left behind, I'll see it later. To keep it real, you don't need to wait up. Lay it out on the line, ain't no looking back. Giving my all with no strings attached. Came from the bottom, rose through the cracks. Spotlight on you, but how you gonna act?
I remember sleeping with my ribs touched. I remember sleeping with my ribs touched. Now I get it go. 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 I remember sleeping with my ribs touched. I remember sleeping with my ribs touched. Now I get it go. 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 I remember sleeping with my ribs touched. Now I get it go. Now I get it go.
Irresponsible without your money or not. Thought he had a plan, but we gon' foil his plot. Heard him sneaking in, so we just ran in the spot. And then we spin the block around just like the hands on the clock. Are you irresponsible without your money or not? Thought he had a plan, but we gon' foil his plot. Heard him sneaking in, so we just ran in the spot. And then we spin the block around just like the hands on the clock. Come like a bat of the hell, I dare you to cross like a reverend. And my energy paralyzed, I'm like a finger 11. Take a second, I'm finna send it like a parent a message. You the best, if it ain't me, then you need you a confession. You a mess. You was scary to me. I heard you was the leader, but that ain't apparent to me. Put dust on you like cheetah, run up man, I'm there in the scene. And I feel just like Vegeta Prince, and I'm an heir to the seat. I mean, for real. Touch the driver's sauce, so I don't even grab the wheel. That's on my chest, but it don't mean the man is stealing. Man, I'm walking with some money, man, I mean a couple bill. Ew, think you need a meal. You ain't even eating while I'm feasting in the field. That's why I'm always cheesing, cause I feel like Uncle Phil. And always lose, think the freshman ain't half the man as well. Are you irresponsible without your money or not? Thought he had a plan, but we gon' foil his plot. Heard him sneaking in, so we just ran in the spot. And then we spin the block around just like the hands on the clock. Are you irresponsible without your money or not? Thought he had a plan, but we gon' foil his plot. Heard him sneaking in, so we just ran in the spot. And then we spin the block around just like the hands on the clock. Just like the hands on the clock, I go back to back when I'm doing numbers. All the mad that I'm driving the bus, so they threw me under. Heard they mad, they don't wanna bust, so they boo each other. Think that they're the winning team, go losing, then they choose another. And that's okay, cause I'm competing with me, not you. I live with blessings like I can't stop sneezing, not you. I hate to break it, but me and myself top two. I blow away the competition like a ball of hot soup. And there's no catch. I go and get the bag and I'm not bringing it back. I'm like a down QB, I put the pain in the past. And if you ever had a problem, promise I didn't ask. So it's 444 in the car, my dash. Shake a pig, told them all, you went first, you last. Little boy, that's facts. I'ma throw that cash to my money.
She back got me.
Dead boy on the beat, so you gotta go berserk.
Okay. Sometimes you need a friend, not the ones that just show up and don't put nothing in. You know the ones that lend their hand and want to see you win. When you come up on that lick, make sure you cut them in.
no.
And then, sometimes you need a foe, one to keep your eyes open, keep you on your toes. You know the ones that want to keep you where you've been before. But I can't go, no I can't go. And whoa, sometimes I need a check. Not the sneakers, but the ones that make you watch your step. Your chain, name, how about your respect? Give them more than what I get, expecting nothing back. In fact, you know, I sat down with my accountant, he said I got good news and I got bad news. I said, what's the good news? He said, the good news is you made a lot. I said, what's the bad news? The bad news is you spent more. Okay, look, sometimes you need the faith, sometimes you need to know your worth, sometimes you need to wait. Shoot like the golden boy, but ain't from the bay. You can't negotiate with Drake, you gon' have to pay. But wait, jugging on the main stage, with the mainframe, loosen up your face, baby. Sometimes I need a vacate, meditate, hydrate, protect my energy before engagement.
Grew up having nothing, you're labeled impatient. But once the boss made it, you're labeled amazing. Meticulous with words, such a force of nature. I don't wanna seem absurd, but that boy's a gangster. Focusing on me, way from Tel Aviv. Barbados with the hustle pockets, LIDs. Distinctive destinations, all I wanna see. Oceanfront residences, 3 different ones a week. Cause I deserve that, it's time to learn that. Mess around and put that thing up where your permit. 6 figures every year, yeah, I earn that. At the front of this line is where my turn at.
Sometimes you need a friend, not the ones that just show up and don't put nothing in. You know the ones that lend their hand and want to see you win. When you come up on that lick, make sure you cut them in. And then, sometimes you need a fool. Oh. Men gon' lie, women gon' lie. You're looking for the truth and the numbers don't hide. Looking for the root of all evil, then you need to go open up the briefcase, see with your eyes. Everybody claim to be greatest of all times, but they never spend a day in the rain in the front line. No lie. Stop playing on my phone line. Pull up in the space coupe with the roof optional. Wonder why they follow suit. I've been groomed from the womb. Came out of my mama with some running tennis shoes. Faster than the speeding bullet. Don't play with it, baby. What you gon' do?
Explain what I did, can I kick it? Hold on, yeah, I got some rings and a range, can I kick it? Yeah, don't ask me a thing, how I got her, how I did it. Yeah, spend the whole half, had a blast, can I kick it? Even with a sprain, pain, can I kick it? Just the flex, I went and bought a chain, can I kick it? Things ain't been the same, things have changed, can I kick it? People acting different, so I ask, can I?
Hey, could count on my power and look at my dogs. Way back then, you could claim what you saw, but you weren't with us. The higher the climb, the harder the fall, but how did you get up? I done got rich and went broke, then got rich again, just a little hiccup. I live it bought in this pickup. Remember me being so bummy and being so hungry, I had to eat gristle. How did the lady go missing? Her she was major, she mixed it. Met her at one of the functions, we caught her the rhythm, she caught up a friend, they kissed and we dipped it, and that's how we hit.
Let me explain what I did, can I kick it? Hold on, yeah, I got some rings and a range, can I kick it? Yeah, don't ask me a thing, how I got her, how I did it. Yeah, spend the whole half, had a blast, can I kick it? Even with a sprain, pain, can I kick it? Just the flex, I went and bought a chain, can I kick it? Things ain't been the same, things have changed, can I kick it? People acting different, so I asked, can I? Before I went live, they ain't know what I was. Ain't no one alive to do what I does. Wait, need a light year just to catch my Sprite here to protect my club. Now they don't really talk about us. Now they don't really talk about love. Honestly, they ain't never seen too much. What's love to a guy with a bag? What's heart to a guy with some cash? What's pain to a guy that's mad? Said. What's broke to a guy with a mask? What's broke to a guy with a plan? I just wanna kick it, that's all I ask. Like, let me explain what I did. Can I kick it? Hold on. Yeah, I got some rings and a range. Can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me a thing. How I got her, how I did it. Yeah. Spend the whole half, had a blast. Can I kick it? Even with a sprain. Pain, can I kick it? Just the flex, I went and bought a chain. Can I kick it? Things ain't been the same. Things have changed. Can I kick it? People acting different, so I ask. Can I?
I heard the flare gun, I'm ready to race. No, I don't fear none, I'm stuck in my ways. They say I'm the chosen one, see it in my face. Get this one and I'm holding on, I can't be replaced. I just take a sip, but it's spit, we on shot for the win. Celebrate the win again, celebrate the win again. Take a sip, but it's spit, we on shot for the win. Celebrate the win again, celebrate the win again. Yeah, the sun can't touch me, got a brand new visor, yeah. Your friend smart, but my boy's wiser, yeah. Get the job done like the equalizer. And I'ma grab another drink, cause tonight I'ma die like Michael Phelps. Hey, diving in this pool, I don't know what we have. Hey, I'm just telling you the truth. I heard the flare gun, I'm ready to race. No, I don't fear none, I'm stuck in my ways. They say I'm the chosen one, see it in my face. Get this one and I'm holding on, I can't be replaced. I just take a sip, but it's spit, we on shot for the win. Celebrate the win again, celebrate the win again. Take a sip, but it's spit, we on shot for the win. Celebrate the win again, celebrate the win again. Get it triumphant, look, let's bump it. Don't mind me seizing the moment, energy up my body burning. And my stomach keep up tossed, stop moving, I can't control it. On my last breath and I can't hold it, you gotta give it all I got. This for the ones that think I'm joking. This for real, lightweight bust off half a half. Yeah, I'm sweating, babe. Must be all them happy meals. I don't know how happy feels, but damn, I'm tryna find you. Say I got sex appeal. I think it's cause I wear the fire gun. I'm ready to race. No, I don't fear none. I'm stuck in my ways. They say I'm the chosen one, see it in my face. Get this one and I'm holding on, I can't be replaced. I just take a sip, but it's spit. We on shot for the win. Celebrate the win again. Celebrate the win again. Take a sip, but it's spit. We on shot for the win. Celebrate the win again.
I buy like 23. Won't fall again and I put that on me. Yeah, I feel the way, my heart all on my sleeve. Yeah, that's why I had to put my wrist on freeze. Coming for the win, can't take another L. Designer on me, this that new Chanel. Did that splash, did that drip. Yeah, champion, yeah, we here. Yeah, this the winning team. 6 rings with a pinky ring. Everybody used to pick at me, now I'm the one that they picking. Snakes out, they hit scene, but I can't hear when the crowd screams. Still balling like an offspring. This for all the ones that doubted me. Gotta lose once to be a true winner. Only want the hunters with the blues in it. Eating blood across it where the blood thinner. Just stay turned like, you know. I've been through that water like Olympic swimmers. Only bread and butter, what we ate for dinner. So I had to dream it till the dream is bigger. Only want the gold, we don't need the silver. Gotta be number 1, number 2 never count. Used to have bubble guts competition, now point them out. Making my babies proud, wanna call my mama a house. Coming straight out the south, got enough juice to end the drought. Yeah, I buy like 23. Won't fall again and I put that on me. Yeah, I feel the way, my heart all on my sleeve. Yeah, that's why I had to put my wrist on freeze. Coming for the win, can't take another L. Designer on me, this that new Chanel. Did that splash, did that drip. Yeah,
champion, yeah, we here. Reaching my goals, I do not feel ashamed. I'm a dog, I'm a beast, and I cannot be tamed. I don't do it for fame, it's the love for the game. I go in like I'm trained. I'm prepared for the rain, they amazed. I ain't break from the sticks and stones, they threw. Anything that you can do, I can do it better than you. No matter what I do, achieve, still got something to prove. I spent the check on the diamond cross, but still ain't paid my dues. Gotta be number one, number two never count. Used to have bubble guts competition, now point them out. Making my babies proud, wanna cop my mama a house. Coming straight out the south, got enough juice to end the drought, yeah. I buy like 23. Won't fall again and I put that on me, yeah. I feel the way, my heart all on my sleeve, yeah. That's why I had to put my wrist on freeze. Coming for the win, can't take another L. Designer on me, this that new Chanel. This that splash, this that drill, yeah, champion, yeah, we here.